Hey. Hey.
Jamaica, you ready? Raise your fist and shout out power. Raise your voice and say it louder. Rock your body if you love Jamaica. Rock your body if you really love Jesus. Come red, make we cross over.
Hey, YouTube.
Come red, make we cross over. My soul, shout out for power. My soul, shout out for power. My soul, shout out for power. When we cross over.
Hey, TikTok.
Come red, make we cross over. Come red, make we cross over. My soul, shout out for power. My soul, shout out for power. My soul, shout out for power when we cross over. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. My God, let's save we from them. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. People save we from them. Ball out, hallelujah. Shout out, hallelujah. Hallelujah, my God, let's save we from them. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. People save we from them.
All right. Good night. Good night. Good night, everybody. Good night. How you doing? How you doing? Transition that. Hi. What's up? You love the acronym, yeah, man. And no info. I want to tell you, says one of you followers on TikTok. We come up with it spur of the moment last night. So, good night, everybody. Good night, YouTube. Good night, TikTok. How everybody doing? I was just over by Mystic Sensations platform. Just came off. Do a little running up and down, and here I am. For those of you who don't know, I was on YouTube with the Titans last night, you know, with Wayne Lonesome and the Titans like RATTIGAN and Mystic Sensation, Herb Nelson, the big boys. Good night, Angela. Good night. All right, so the first things first, we're gonna share up the live. Share up the live. That's the first thing I am asking you all to do. Share the live with at least 10 people over there on YouTube as well. Share up the live. TikTok, you know it go. Tap up the screen. We could start from early. Share it out. Get more people on. Let's get those numbers up. Right? So share it up. Let's go. We only are at 10 on YouTube. Let's get the numbers up. Because we have quite a few things to talk about. And tonight, we will have WILFRED RATTIGAN and Herb Nelson on. They're over by Mystic Sensation. They'll come over probably around 8:30. So we're going to talk until it's time for them to come over. Because we and them have a whole heap to talk about, you know. No. First things first. When they say, they're like, hey, that flyer is better than yours, you know. Me telling you something. You see this flyer, man? This no information deemed safe flyer. It bad, you know. Listen, I love it so till. When me see it, I literally squeal in excitement. It is so perfect. It is so apt. The flyer just on point. It just on point. Let me tell you now. Diego, everybody should post it. Every single person supposed to post the flyer there. Them supposed to just see it and just go crazy. When them see it, them supposed to just, it mad them. I want this flyer just mad them. Yeah, man, the flyer, it bad. It's a bad piece of flyer. Bad. Wagwan, comrade Orin, how you do? Rado, what's going on? Yeah, so, listen, even though we are talking about the flyer, we have other things to talk about, you know. Remember what I've been talking to you about? What's this? Somebody just asked me if I'm live. Yes. Yeah, I'm live now. I'm live both on YouTube and TikTok. Yeah. So, but we want to talk about some other things. Let me show you what we're going to talk about first. This. And remember, we've been talking about this merit rule thing. Well, thank God for those King's Councils. Those King's Council, you know. Because through their advocation, through their advocacy, not advocation, look how me I make up word. Through their advocacy, the Privy Council has decided to suspend the merit rule. Right? Rule 23, they call it, the merit rule. But the thing about this hypocrite on the screen named Delroy Chuck now. Good night, moms. How are you, moms? Moms, you drive a underfit? Tell me say you don't drive a underfit. I bet you say moms drive a underfit, don't it? Don't it, moms? Them say the moms them drive the underfit, you know. Why? But yes, man. You drive a lot. No, man, you're not the real moms then, man. But yes. So this hypocrite, no. Thank you, Randine. Thank you, Esco. This hypocrite now on the screen called Delroy Chuck. Delroy Chuck was one of the advocates of the merit rule. If you recall, a few days ago I posted an image of Delroy Chuck saying that he agreed with the Privy Council for imposing the merit rule. So if it weren't for the King's Council, the group of King's Council, were right to the Privy Council and said, listen, hey, if you do this merit rule, you are breaching our constitution. If it wasn't for that, dog would have named we suffer. Because our very own Justice Minister refused to advocate for us. Our very own Justice Minister was willing to witness another breach of the Jamaican Constitution, and these people are in the middle messing with the Constitution, and every minute them want a breach of the Constitution. I don't get it. I don't get it. Thank you, T. Hey, T. Hey, Engine Oil. What's up, baby girl? So let me tell you something now. If these people, I keep on saying this and I know I sound like a stock record. If these people keep on breaching our constitution, they keep on advocating for the breaching of the constitution and basic human rights, how we have them dabbling in with constitution, people? When you answer me this. Doesn't this remind you of when Carl Samuda was Minister of Labour and have the farm worker of Canada suffer and side with the farmer them who abusing the farm worker them? It don't sound like this. Yes, man. Yes, PMR, I'm busy advocating for Paula. You are so right. You are spot on. Spot on. Right? Somebody saying PNP too comfortable. We need to take the demonstration to Parliament. You don't worry, Minecraft. Time come. Yeah, man, we need to double tap up the live. Thank you, Randine. Double tap up the live. YouTube, I'm watching you grow. Share up the live for me as well. But listen to me and listen to me good. These people don't care. They do not care. As a matter of fact, there is something else that I want to talk about. You see, them walk around and they try to, this is what they're trying to, they're trying to distract us from. Before I came on the platform today, I was listening to Professor Rosalie Hamilton and Daniel Archer speaking about And this is very important. We're going to talk about this. This is very important because, you know, I'm so very heartened to see these ladies advocating. At least not even advocating, just talking plain and straight common sense. Because really this is common sense. This is really common sense. And this, let me find it so I can read it because that writing is too small. So this is the release from National Integrity Action now. Right? And they were discussing, God, you see when your eyesight bad, you see when you start get old and you require reading glasses, but you don't want to get the reading glasses because you don't want to put on the glasses and look old. That is what you call a conundrum. Yeah? Because you always hear when you reach a certain age you need reading glasses. But some of us who shall remain nameless, who like to pretend say them is young girl, no one draw for no glasses. So we squint and look through the bottom of our eye and do all sort of something for read. Shh, don't talk, don't tell nobody. Good night, Cansby. So the National Integrity Action, leadership loyalty, it's not just removing the king. And this is from Miss Danielle Archer, who is the principal director. And as I said earlier, herself and Prof. Rosalie Hamilton were guests on Beyond the Headlines. So the NIA has taken note of the concerns regarding the leader of opposition holding British citizenship. I want you to listen carefully, comrades and friends. This is permitted by Jamaican law. Repetition for emphasis. This is permitted by Jamaican law. All right. Which also requires that both the Governor General, the King's representative, and the Prime Minister swear loyalty to the King in the United Kingdom. What we're saying? Swear loyalty to who? The King in United Kingdom. All right. It is crucial to recognize that the act of removing the king does not sufficiently guarantee the loyalty of our leaders to the people of Jamaica. The transition from a constitutional monarchy must include a solemn commitment to the Jamaican people and not the Parliament of Jamaica. So now understand what we are saying now. Daniel Archer is saying that it's not the Parliament they must commit to, it's the people of Jamaica. It also requires the removal of the, listen, it also requires the removal of the final court of appeal from Britain. It is ethically unsound. All of these people talking about morals and ethics now. I want you to listen to what Danielle Archer is saying. She's saying it is ethically unsound to remove the king and still expect the Privy Council, appointed by said king, to dictate the application and interpretation of Jamaican law. Because why? That no make no sense. This essentially grants another country authority to dictate Jamaican laws. And this is why Barbados was acting with common sense when they got rid of the Privy Council before them get rid of the king. Because that is common sense. Thank you, T. The issue of whether the dual nationals should participate in the governance of the people of Jamaica is not a matter to be determined by the Parliament without its members actively seeking the opinion of those they represent. This issue also affects Jamaicans within the diaspora. And we should fairly consider their views, because listen to me, even if them though in Jamaica, they are in the diaspora, they are still citizens of Jamaica. Constitutional reform is not the sole purview of the government and those handpicked by the government. In other words, the little committee of lackeys where them have, and throw in couple token members of the opposition. Because all the lady where them have on there from the church, me hear her on the radio the other day, and she is a government lackey. Rather, it's a collective responsibility that should include comprehensive education of the public about the many areas covered by the Constitution. This will empower every Jamaican to understand and contribute to what they want the Constitution to include. Town halls are insufficient. The methods used by the political parties when they conduct election campaigns should be employed to reach every Jamaican about the Constitution. Hear, hear, hallelujah. Common sense. Let common sense prevail. And Daniel Archer is making a lot of sense with this release. This gives them an opportunity to participate. The National Integrity Action believes that amending the Constitution without involving the involvement of every Jamaican is ill-omened and ill-conceived. Is ill-omened or ill-omened? Me need Daniel to pronounce this big word, because I don't know what this big word means. It's ill-omened or ill-conceived. The NIA calls on the government to fully involve all Jamaicans before amending any aspect of the current Constitution. We still have an opportunity to do the right thing. We still have an opportunity to do the right thing. But I can tell you this, comrades and friends. On listening to Daniel Archer and Rosalie Hamilton on the radio today, Professor Rosalie Hamilton, both of them were of the view that all of this citizenship melee is just a distraction. Because according to Daniel Archer, when she was on with, I can't remember, it wasn't Dion today, Dion was off today. She's saying that the leader of the opposition, the Prime Minister and the MPs, there is no difference in the Constitution. It is a distraction, Mrs. Escobar. There is no difference in the Constitution of what is required. Right? And therefore, if Mark Golden it should have been required to tell the public if he is a British citizen, then every single British citizen sitting in the Parliament, or every single Commonwealth citizen sitting in the Parliament or the Senate should have done the same. If Mark Golden is morally required to do it, then so is every citizen, every Commonwealth citizen sitting in the Parliament, whether they are MP or senators. Because there is no distinction, and any MP can become the Prime Minister. You know? So all of this going around and coming back is a grand waste of time. But I will tell you one thing, comrades and friends. You see, this constitutional reform, we have to be very, very careful about it. We have to be very, very careful about it. And on the program that I was on a little earlier, we were discussing this constitutional reform. And let me tell you something. Some of what they are saying in there is very, very concerning. So we are all aware that they intend to move the number of senators from 21 to 27, right? But there is an issue of concern with moving this, because what they are doing, you know, they're trying to guarantee themselves a 2/3 majority in the Senate. And I know Comrade Hilton on this platform on Wednesday evening said that for certain things, the vote of the opposition, would have to be included in the Senate. But I still have some concerns. I still have some serious concerns. I'm trying to find the article so that I can read what I want to read from it for you, because it is very important. We want to talk about the number of senators. Anyway, what the breakdown is, until I find the page. Here we go. The composition of the Senate. Increased from its present membership, and I'm reading directly from the release. Increased from its present membership of 21 to 27, appointed by the President as follows. 15 members on the recommendation of the Prime Minister. 9 members on the recommendation of the Leader of the Opposition. 3 members in the discretion from among outstanding in the President's discretion from among outstanding persons in the private sector, civil society, faith-based or community-based organization. So what they are saying is the Prime Minister choose 15, the opposition leader choose 9, and the President choose 3. But I'm going to tie it in now to how the President is chosen. Remember the number, 15 on the right. 15, 9, and 3. Right? Respectively. Alright. Now, how should the President be chosen? That is the next question. Right? So according to them now, the President, the replacement of a monarchy with a republic. It is no longer considered appropriate for Jamaica's form of government to be a constitutional monarchy, and the head of state should not be hereditary monarchy, but instead to be one chosen by a process in a representative democracy which affirms Jamaica's sovereignty. The transition will be achieved by removal of the British monarchy as head of state, removal of the British monarchy from the legislative and executive authority of the state, and the establishment of a new head of state for the Republic of Jamaica in the ceremonial functions and exercising certain executive powers which do not involve the administration of government. Method of appointing the President. Listen to this now. The selection of the President is to be done through a 2-stage process of nomination and confirmation. Nomination by the Prime Minister after consultation with the Leader of Opposition with a view of arriving at a consensus. So you hear what them say? The Prime Minister go nominate. The Prime Minister go nominate after consultation with the opposition leader. Now remember what happened the other day with the DPP, It's the same thing was supposed to happen, and the government never consult with the opposition at all. So it's almost like they want to repeat the same damn thing. Are you following me? Confirmation by the Parliament in a joint sitting of the Houses on a vote of 2/3 majority of each house voting separately by secret ballot. So if they're basically saying that they are trying to get a consensus. And if there is no consensus, in the absence of consensus between the Prime Minister and the Leader of the Opposition, each is empowered to make a separate nomination to be confirmed by both Houses of Parliament, sitting jointly on a vote of an absolute majority on each house voting separately by secret ballot. So let me ask you this now. Whichever party I should say, win the government, they are the ones who go and select the president. Why? It's common sense. Common sense. Because whoever have the majority in parliament is going to make the decision. Because we know there will never be consensus between them. So let us not kid ourselves and believe that there is going to ever be consensus. There will be no damn consensus. So if listen to me now, we're going to tie it back into the Senate members now. Thank you, Orange Lady. So if the government now chooses the president, right? And the government has 15 senators. And the president gets 3 senators. And the opposition get 9. You can call it, say the government and the president is 1. Because the president is going to be the choice of the government. So you have to call the senators now 15 plus 3. How much is that? Now 18. So the government, by virtue of them appointing the president, have 18 senators. If you put in if you think about it, you know, say somebody did come on. There is something that I need to do. I love my admins, you know, my moderators, but there is some people that you had blocked that came crying to me, said that they were blocked and they are not labor rights. So I promised them, so when I come live again, I will free up some of them. But there was one in particular that I know I can swear for. So I'm not questioning you, but there is one in particular where I can swear for. And I know that one is definitely not a labor right. I can't find him now, but the thing is, we have to do this. We have to do this when we are live. Anyway, I now see the person now. I will soon do it. But as I'm saying, so if basically it breaks down to we having 18, yes man, me know. But somebody said they were asking a question and they ended up being blocked. But me could leave that to another time. So we have 18 government senators now and 9 opposition senates. So we can do maths, right? No 2/3 majority this. The live getting reported now? You think so? No, sir. It freezing. You see the live freezing? If the live freezing over there on TikTok, let me know. Yeah, man. Alright, good. So we have 18 government and 9 opposition. So that not equal to 2/3 majority. You want to do the maths for me? No 2/3 majority that. So the bottom line is they would have found a way to sneak in the 2/3 majority in the Senate and pass anything they want. This is a sneaky way of creating a dictatorship. This is a sneaky way of basically creating a dictatorship. So suppose the bangarang go on in JLP now, wanna work with me now, you know. Suppose the bangarang go on in JLP now and them realize that Andrew Holness cannot win. Because him can't win. And then make a deal with him, say, okay, since we push through this constitutional reform, and I work with my little brain, and because you know, say my little brain is very, very fertile, and I think about these things all the time. So I work with my little brain now. Suppose them decide to make a deal with Andrew Holness now. Step down as Prime Minister and leader of the JLP, and we will make you the president. Suppose them decide to do that. They can. So now they would control the Prime Minister and the President. Pick up yourself from Linstead and Lloydersville. So let me tell you this. We could break it down further now. Because we don't done yet. We don't done break it down yet. The required qualification for the president. The holder of the office of the president must be a Jamaican citizen. Listen to this now, you know. Must be a Jamaican citizen by birth or descent. Tell me if you don't pick up the hypocrisy of this government as yet. Must be a Jamaican citizen by birth or descent. Be ordinarily resident in Jamaica and be permanently in Jamaica for at least 10 of the last 15 years preceding nomination. Not be under a duty of allegiance, not decent, descent. Because the people here say the people them did have decent in them documentation. But that is for Wagwan Philip, that is for another conversation. Be ordinarily resident in Jamaica and be permanently resident in Jamaica. All right, listen to this now. Not be under a duty of allegiance to a foreign state or foreign power by his or her own act. Are you listening, you know? Remember now, this is the constitutional reform that we are speaking of. And according to them, not be under duty of allegiance to a foreign state or foreign power by his or own act, and not another person's. In other words, if you were a foreign, if you are under allegiance by not your own act. The orange lady probably is your internet or something, because nobody else is complaining. So probably you can close it and go back in. So the bottom line is, what they are saying is Mark Golden can be the president, but Andrew Holness saying can be the prime minister. You understand exactly Richard McIntyre, them don't even realize what they are doing. Andrew Holness don't even realize, say, based on the reform that he had no issue with, the president can be exactly what him say Mark Golden cannot be. No, you tell me if these people are crazy. You see, this is what happens when you do not know the law. This is what happens when you do not know the law. That's it, Eagle Boss, one marky British. But we go further. We don't finish yet. Let us talk about immunity from suit or prosecution, because I think this is very important. When you listen to this, I skip some of it, you know. You see, the thing is, them play politics till them work themselves into a little corner, and them now make no sense. That is the bottom line. Of course, Bill Jamrock, it have a whole heap of contradiction in it. Whole heap of contradiction. This is what happens when you rush something through. So this is for the president now. Immunity from suit or prosecution in the respect of the performance of functions of the office of the president, or any act done by the president in respect of functions of the office. And any act, listen now, and any act not involving treason, fraud, and violence committed during the term of office. You don't understand now why I say them want Andrew to be the president? Because I guarantee you, when Andrew lose the election, if Andrew don't become the president, he might go have some serious problem. Andrew need to become the president so that him can get that immunity something there. Because Andrew are going to need that immunity something there. The president they are proposing going to have immunity. Andrew are going to need the immunity something there. Me now ask Christ. It's not retroactive, but when he's in the office, nobody can touch him when they're ready to do the investigation. When they're ready to do the investigations, he cannot be investigated. That is the bottom line. He is going, whoever the president is going to be the one with the real power. And Andrew Holness want to have the real power. No, them say them don't want no impeachment. Mrs. Escobar, them say they do not recommend impeachment at this time. That is what they said. And now we know why. One more appeal for you to share the live from it, double tap up the screen. Bill Jamrock, it is crazy. It is absolutely madness. Oh, they want to have this person with absolute immunity. Aside from treason or violence. That is crazy. That is creating a dictatorship. That is creating a dictatorship. But I have another issue with how the president is selected. Good night, Auntie Tatlin. How you do? Hear my issue now. What go on, Shannon? It freeze? Tell me if the live freeze, because I see people complaining say the live freeze. Has it frozen? According to the people them, alright, no problem. Thank you. Alright, I see. According to the people them, they want the president to be immune. Why do they want the president to be immune? That may I ask. Good night, Claudia 876. It is the making of a dictator, Alapi. You know that, man? But I have another question, comrades and friends. Why is it that we can't have an executive president that we the people vote for? Why is it that we cannot have an executive president that we the people vote for? That's what I want to know. Tap up the screen for me. Share up the live. Share up the live. Share up the live. You know, they want to have a president that changes every 10 years. We should be able to vote for our own president. Because they want to be able to control that executive president. That's why they don't want we the people to vote for the president. Looking for all sorts of excuses to disenfranchise Jamaican people. Looking for all sorts of reasons to disenfranchise. But Twitch, Americans vote for them president. So what are you talking about? You see, this is the opportunity we have, you know. This is the opportunity we have, comrades and friends, to get the ideal constitution that is ideal for Jamaican. What I can't understand is why they won't consult with the people. Where are the consultations with we the people? Let me check with these guys and see when they're ready. Just gonna do a check and see when these guys are ready. Look like them still up over there. Thank you, Mrs. Escobar. You actually took the next set of words out of my mouth. Just like how the municipality of Portmore can vote for a mayor independent of their councillors, Jamaicans can vote for a president and even a prime minister independent of our MPs. And I am very disappointed that these changes are not being contemplated in the document. That is what I'm saying. I'm very, very disappointed. But let me tell you something. The JLP don't want to change the status quo. They do not want to change the status quo because they benefit from it how it is. JLP don't like when Jamaican people vote in it. You don't see them do everything to minimize the voter turnout. They do everything in them power to minimize the voter turnout because guess what? Them benefit when less people come out to vote. So my guest will be joining at 8:30. So we have how much time now? 19 minutes to blaze the fire. Exactly. Hummingbird. Voter suppression. Voter suppression. It's a serious issue. This is what they want to do. They want to create a dictatorship. The less people vote, the better it is for them because they want to create a dictatorship. It's a very serious issue. And the bottom line is, I have personally already recommended that we take this document and break it down. Now, comrades, tomorrow I will be going live from the public session of the Papine Divisional Conference where the comrade leader will be up and running. I will be attending. That is my division and I will be attending. So I will go live from there. All right. So it won't be a usual program. All right. And then Sunday we come back, come talk. Normally I don't come live on a Sunday, but I am traveling on Monday. And so because I'm traveling on Monday, I don't know how my time going to work out Monday. Right? So I will make sure to come Sunday. And Monday, I will let you know if I can come live during the day. By the time I settle down Monday when I travel, I'll let you know if I'm in a position to go live on Monday. But because I'm not sure, I'm going to make sure that I go live on Sunday because we have to break down this entire document, you know. Francis, TNT does not still have up the Privy Council. But as far as I'm concerned, comrades and friends, Barbados is the gold standard. But Andrew have up Mia Motley because he's very resentful of her. Andrew don't like Mia Motley. Andrew don't like Mia Motley, you know. Because Mia Motley is a trailblazer and she outshine him. Thank you very much, Eagle Boss and Hummingbird, for the gifts. Big up on yourself, you know. Tap up the screen. YouTube, what are you doing over there? I hear say it not smooth. Let me know if I'm not having any issues with the stream over there on YouTube. I get a notification. Yes, comrades. Guyana use the CCJ as well. You understand? But at the end of the day, Andrew don't want to follow that because remember, you know, Andrew is the one who come out and talk about it should not be about empty symbolism. But yet, it is being proven that all Andrew is about is empty symbolism because the only thing he's doing is the cosmetic change of the king. He's literally not changing anything else but removing the king. So it really is about empty symbolism when you think about it. Good night, Silver looking, what's up? The bottom line is, yes, man. Yes, Ralston Henry. Mia Motley is the Prime Minister of the Caribbean, as far as me concerned. Just call her the Prime Minister of the Caribbean and done, because our Prime Minister don't make no sense. You understand? And what they're doing now, they're making cosmetic changes to the Constitution, putting in things that benefit them. right? The things, the serious changes that we would like to see in the Constitution, like the impeachment, putting forth the impeachment bill, they now do that. We need, it's not just about we want justice in our ego, boss. We need justice. Richard, every single prime minister, except for Edward Seaga and Andrew Holness, have a good relation in the Caribbean. Even Bruce Golding, until he disgraced himself, had a better reputation for regionalism than Eddie Seaga and Andrew Holness. But Andrew Holness is Eddie Seaga baby. So if anybody else is worse than Andrew Holness, is Edward Seaga. And I swear, say on him deathbed when Andrew Holness take a plane and go up to Miami to go look for Eddie Seaga, the last words that Edward Seaga say to Andrew Holness is make sure say you stay under the Queen caca. Because remember say him dead before the Queen. I swear the last words Edward Seaga said to Andrew Holness is make sure you stay under the Queen caca. Do not separate us from the monarchy. Big up yourself, Pastor Ricky. How you do? Nobody can tell me otherwise. Twitch, Pastor Ricky, I big you up over there on YouTube. And so what he is doing is all cosmetics. Cosmetic changes were meaningless. Because as Daniel Archer said, no. Yeah, man, ego boss, block them. I agree with you. We don't want them to report up with him. Realize that the less labor rights on this platform, the better it is because them can't interfere. So block them. Block them, man. Once you can prove that they are labor rights. Now, as far as I'm concerned, we are losing the opportunity if we don't stand up and fight for this. If we don't stand up and fight for this, we are losing a very, very vital opportunity. And we must not allow these demons to continue to distract Jamaican people with Mark Golding's citizenship. But I'm proud of you, see? I'm proud of you. Because we take it to them, you know, them think say we were just gonna sit down and play dead, roll over and play dead, you know, and just accept what they must say, you know. Big up yourself, Chef Michael. They thought that this is, as I keep saying, that they don't realize that this PNP is of a new dispensation. We're of a different dispensation. Kamisha, take your war to them, right? Take the social media war to them because them never expect this. All of a sudden now them realize that, hey, you see when we come out and say no to needs, it lick them for 6, you know. Because them never expect it going to go there. So then them have the audacity to be talking about distraction. No, them wish them never bring up Mark Golding's citizenship. Because now it calls into question all of them dual citizenship. Not me here say, I hear say enough of them a quarrel. I hear say, listen, to what I have been hearing. Thank you, water. Thank you. I wonder if my son will carry some water for me. From what I've been hearing, a lot of labor rights are uncomfortable with this dual citizenship narrative. And this is why it's not all of them out there quarreling, because a lot more of them are Commonwealth citizens than they are letting on. A lot of them are Commonwealth citizens. That's the point I'm saying, Comrades for Life, because Tom Tavares Finson is in the same boat as Mark Golding, and he's the president of the Senate. Every day you hear about another one. Tom, Babsy, Carl, Kamina, Matthew. That are 5 so far, you know. And I'm sure if you look deeper, you will find that there are more of them there who are Commonwealth citizens that them not declaring them hand, and as the what them name, the NIA say, if Mark Golden is to be made to declare his hand, then every single one of them have to declare them hand, because what is good for the goose is good for the gander. But them never know, so them would have buck up in this. To come up with these self-serving rules now that, oh, it is just for the head of the state. The head of the state. No, the head of the state is the king. The king is the head of the state. This just goes to show you, so them don't even understand how governance go. They don't even understand how governance is. Because the king is the head of state. And when you remove the king and you put in a president, the president is the head of state. And in your new constitutional reform, you have said that the head of state, the president, will be able to be a citizen by descent. The president will be able to be a citizen of another country as long as they did not swear allegiance to that country by choice. That is what the reform, that's what the reform say. So all them do is twist up themselves in a little circle. Them don't even understand. Them don't even understand. So them twist up themselves. Them literally contradict themselves. All you have to do is read it to realize that them don't make no sense. Whatever lady, if it was Andrew that called for his head, don't block Omar yet. Mute him, but don't block him. You see, that's the thing about it. We are not hypocrites. We are not hypocrites. You understand? The one named Shaba wanna block that one day. Block him. Block him. Yeah, block that one day. But listen to me and listen to me good. There is no way that we as comrades don't know the law. And Jermaine, you take the words out of my mouth. The issue is they don't even understand. They don't even understand the law, so they don't understand the difference between Commonwealth, not Commonwealth. They are so used to flouting the law. It's like they cannot understand for themselves. Say, listen, one is legal and one is illegal. You can block him now. You can go block him now. The key difference is this, you know. One is legal and one is illegal. It's as clear as day. One is legal and one is illegal. We no business with nothing else about that. You keep your your moral beliefs to yourself. We no business about your morality, your selective morality. Because right now it's selective morality we don't have. Where is your morality when the Integrity Commission cannot certify the Prime Ministers in declarations? Where is your moral rectitude when it comes to declaring the illicit six? All we're hearing about is this selective morality. Like you have a switch for your morality. You have a time when the morality turn off and you have another time when it turn off. For political expedience. You're not fooling a soul. You're not tricking a soul. Pastor Ricky, they are not only fully dumps, they are criminals. I said it on a platform yesterday when I was on the Titans with Wayne Lonesome. That the JLP is a collection of criminals come together to form a political party. They are there for expedience and what them can grab. Scarce spoils and benefits. Scarce benefits. What them can scrape. That's all they are there for. That is all they are there for. They are not there for any other reason but to scrape. It's just a collection of criminals. Criminal elements. That is it, TT forever bless. You know, I'm here for it. I am going to beat and teach them. And so they take pride in their followers being stupid and hungry. Stretch out them hand. They want a set of followers who dependent on them. That's why them go scrape up all of the homeless people them from out of the park or downtown and give them green shirt and give them a belly full and send them go protest Mark Golden. Make them there chat foolishness. Both them a suffer cause of Mark Golden. Like Mark Golden name them mother or them father or them prime minister. It's a serious problem we're having in this country now. Yes, Mary, and it was very embarrassing. Pastor Ricky, exactly what we're dealing with, a criminal enterprise. Howard Tomlinson, you are quite right. They are just trying to see the back of Mark Golden because he is going to, him a go beat them, him a go bust them ass, you see. Him a go bust them ass. Yes, man, Escobar, Derek was there, out in living color. As me always say to you, you can know the labor rights them just by looking at them, you know. You can know the labor rights just by looking at them. Sometimes them don't even have to open them mouth and you know them. Exactly, Pastor Ricky. Wanga got what? Wanga, no, but if him homeless, you can't expect him to get him face wash every day. You expect the man to be homeless and bathe every day? Where am I going to bathe? Especially in the times like this where we have water shortage and the fountain them empty. No water no in the fountain them. So once upon a time, we would have been able to get little water out of the fountain for wash him face and brush him teeth. Him can't do that again. And the water where them catch up in the public sanitary bathroom them down there, it finished. You should have heard the guy over NNN talk about moral integrity. Them don't have no moral integrity. Not one of them can come talk to any comrade about moral integrity. They have no moral authority to talk anything about moral integrity. None whatsoever. None. None. Yes, Richie, the incubator, make them go on. They are not making any sense. Believe me, before I got to those gentlemen, you know, I just want big up Corporal Arlene McBean, who is the new president of the Police Federation. Alright? Now this is good news because this lady is another fighter. So you see the JLP, them jump out of the frying pan and into the fire. Out of the frying pan and into the fire because this lady and what the other one name where them fight out, Corporal Rowan James, them move. Thank you, Jermaine, big up yourself. They move like a unit. And we hear the people them complaining, say, boy, the people them, Corporal James is directing the members of the Federation how to vote. Well, probably pay off. Because see, Arlene get it. Arlene served alongside Corporal James. And I'm very happy for her. I'm very proud for her. You grew up with her, Randine? Yeah, man. Good woman. I am very happy that she got it. Big up to her, and I know that she will look out for the interest of the police officers. She has always been a vocal person for the rank and file members of the police force. Labor right ain't anybody going question them authority. You understand? Anybody who go and question them authority, them not like them. We go call them people here now, you know. Cause it's over time now. Make I see what you said, me Richie. Okay, the Patriots hosting a Constitution reimagined the road to a new Jamaica. Alright, it's live stream on YouTube Thursday. Alright, I'm gonna put this up on both platforms. Thank you for this, Richie. I'm gonna share this. It's being hosted by the Patriots. I'm gonna share this so that everybody can see it before I bring in my guests. Thank you for this, Richie. Thank you for this. So it's gonna be streamed on YouTube, and it will be at. I'm gonna put it up. I'm gonna put it up. Okay, my guest is calling me. My guest is calling me now. I was literally just take up the phone to call you now. Ready for me?
Yeah.
All right. Let me join Rattigan.
I don't think Ratty ready yet.
Oh, he's not ready. All right, no problem. That's fine. All right.
We can get started. I think he was indicating to me he'll catch up to me.
All right, no problem. All right, just let him know that.
No, I didn't understand that he was gonna go on and then bring me in with you.
Right. Yes.
So that part wasn't explained to me, but I
Okay.
appreciate it.
Understood. Understood. All right. So, viewers on both TikTok and YouTube, help me to welcome the great Herb Nelson. And boy, they call him one of the indecent diasporians. No, so, Sir Herb?
Well, whether I am decent or indecent, I tell you what, I hope to leave people in a better position than how I found them.
Exactly that.
So, you know, we have to fight whichever way we have to. So if I'm fighting naked or if I'm fighting with clothes on,
Indeed.
it might be a minor distraction because I'm fighting like hell.
Indeed, indeed, indeed.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so I want to talk a few things with you, but the first thing I want to bring up before we forget is the next Diaspora protest. And that is scheduled for Washington, D.C.
Absolutely.
Right, I have put up the flyer. So what's the date? Give us the details.
Okay. On the 15th of January,
Of June.
Of June, I'm sorry. Thank you.
Yeah.
I am the board chair for Crime and Security Committee of the Institute of Caribbean Studies, which is located at 18th and F Street in Washington, D.C.
Okay.
That's the location of the administrative building for the Organization of American States.
Interesting.
So we're on the second floor, and we've been there for quite a while. My function is to take a look across the Caribbean and look at those things that are critical to law enforcement in the Caribbean. For instance, when I first came on board 2016, nobody was talking about intelligence-driven investigations.
Okay.
Alright? I briefed that in Jamaica, and another counterpart of mine, Ian Hall, he briefed it in Guyana. And then I went on to Guyana as well as St. Lucia, and we spoke about not just the intelligence-driven investigation, but we covered the entire question of youth restorative justice and having a security plan that involves taking care of our young people. Right. Hold on a second. Ratty calling me.
All right. You can join him. Alright. Alright, so we're going to get both of them now. We're going to get both of them on now. So that's the flyer behind me. So for those of you in the diaspora, even if you're in Jamaica, promote it and support it, you know. Promote it and support it. That is all. Promote it and support it. I'm waiting for them to call me back. Hello? Okay, I'm gonna add him now.
Okay.
I'm gonna add him to the call. Let me get his number up. Here we go. I'm waiting for him to come up. All right, here we go. Sir Rattigan, welcome. All right, so we have everybody on now.
Yeah, hold on a second. Hold on 1 second. I don't think he's quite finished. I think he's going to... No. Let me cry excuse.
All right, no problem. All right, Sir Herb, continue with your talk.
Yeah, so we have what is called Safer Cities, a Safer Cities program because through smarter communities. We get mute Ratty. Mute.
Let me mute him. Okay, he muted. Yeah.
Okay. Safer cities through smarter communities. And what that basically means, you have all kinds of talent in your community. And if you have a lot of talent between the church, between the local government, between the businesses, between social organization, right? You can find the time to plan events that will occupy your community and do team building exercises. So we push the idea that government should be involved in promoting sports programs in the community.
Definitely.
And sports programs are natural team building exercises, especially football.
Exactly.
As a matter of fact, the UN and FIFA has endorsed that. And I recall when I lived in Europe, I was in Germany. Every town in Germany has a football stadium.
Yes.
For no other purpose. On a weekend, Saturday and Sunday, usually the entire community, because I played for my community, Moreland, and the entire community would be walking down to the stadium to meet and greet the neighbors who they hadn't seen all week because they were working. So can you imagine a scenario in Jamaica where Jamaica has a football stadium in every major town or city, and that the community can come out and support their sports team?
But that's what the SCD was developed for.
Well,
Sports Development Corporation. Wasn't that the mandate of it? To put in
it was the
social development. The Sports Development Commission. That's what it's called. Sports Development Commission.
But somewhere along the way,
No, I'm
just like
sorry.
the government, corruption entered the process. And when corruption enters a process, it's debilitating to the process, and it destroys the process. It destroys the intent of the program. People don't give a damn about children, even their own children. They give a damn about money.
That's right.
And making money, right? And so the bottom line is, we have to find a way to get back to the centralization of And that's another way you get out to meet your community and have your community rally around.
So you're pushing for more of a community development, kind of what Manley was modeling in the 70s.
Absolutely, because it works.
Yeah.
Manley got his idea from democratic socialism.
Right.
And that democratic socialist country was Germany.
Netherlands, yeah.
Germany. Yeah. The England, to a lesser extent, because the English programs work because we were there doing the hard lifting for them for little or nothing. Now they want us to go back home.
Exactly.
We have served our purpose. You know? And they want their people coming in from Ukraine and other parts of Eastern Europe. They want.
Wait a second. They said that it's freezing. Give me a minute. Let me see what's going on. Let me know when it stopped freezing. Wait, not sure what's going on. Come on, guys. Let me know. Let me know when it unfreeze. It freeze. I'm saying it freezes. Long time the live don't freeze on me, you know. Resume live.
Well, you know, people have been trying to jam my broadcast.
Listen, they've been doing this to us. They find a way. They find a way.
Well, the thing is, I got some people scanning for them now.
I don't know how they do it, you know. Let me know when the live unfreeze. Because them find every little way to jam it up. Let me know. It freeze, it's still frozen. Lord have mercy. It's the first. It's back. It back now? No, nobody calls me on this phone. So it can't. It's alright now. Alright. Hold on, let me catch up back the phone. Thank you for the heads up, Lord. Alright.
You have to make sure you have the right protections on you.
Yes, but you see, we try everything. We try everything, but these people,
they're determined.
it start to freeze again. Am I okay now? Them determined, man. How is it now? We're okay now. Alright, they're saying it's okay. Alright, tap up the screen for me, please. Tap up the live. You know how it goes, TikTok. You know how it goes. You wanna know it going on. Wanna know how it go. Send on the things them. Tap up the screen. TikTok is such a funny platform. Yeah, because other people basically can control what is happening. Yeah, man, do the power tapping. Tap it up. Alright, Sir Herb, continue.
Okay, so if we're able to unify our communities and have hands across the county line, Colonel Middlesex and Surrey,
Right.
hands across the internal lines between towns, villages, right? If we can do that, then we're gonna cut out this foolishness.
Yeah.
But when they keep people uneducated and ignorant, and when they keep them attuned to going out wearing orange or wearing green and chanting and acting crazy, then they keep them in that status where they're not learning anything.
Exactly.
There's schools in Jamaica that been the same way for 20, 30, 40 years, where they're now graduating kids who cannot comprehend and can never go on to college anywhere until they can read, write, and comprehend.
They said that over 50% of the high schoolers are leaving high school illiterate.
Illiterate?
Yeah.
Yes. So that's not a good thing.
No.
But that's a good thing for the government, because what we're pointing out now, with the changes to the Constitution, they want to keep power.
That's right.
They want to do wrong and still be right. They don't want to be prosecuted.
That's hence the change. Hence they are doing that is it.
There you go. They want to put their president, give him 7 years or her 7 years, and then still do an extension.
Exactly. For 5 years.
3 terms. That's right. You know?
And not only that, make the president immune from prosecution. That is a very, very big thing, you know.
Yeah. So the president could probably rape, could assault somebody physically.
Embezzle funds.
Kind of things.
Embezzle money.
Embezzle funds, yes. And what if they do it in the first year?
Exactly.
And he's stuck with them for 7 years, right? So there's no way to say for sure that this thing will not fly. I don't believe it will fly. People will never accept that.
But you see,
not going to give up their rights.
How do we prevent them from getting this thing through?
Well, the opposition has to agree. They have to agree. For instance, when you want to increase the number of senators from 21 to 27, and then you're going to appoint the president, and you give him the right to appoint 3 people.
3 people, yeah.
If you appoint that president, do you think he's going to appoint 3 people who are independent-minded?
Nope.
Or he's going to appoint 3 people you recommend?
Exactly.
And
so they would have 18 people.
18 people, and the opposition has 9. Right? So right away, they have the required 2/3
majority. Exactly.
Majority,
we think alike.
Right. So it is incredible the plan that they came up with. How one-sided it is, and the fact that there's no impeachment, right? Look, go back to when he said within the 100 days. Right?
Exactly.
I'm gonna ensure we have a set date for elections. That gone.
Gone. It's been almost 3,000
right.
days he's in office now, and nothing.
And nothing at all. And the indication in this rewrite of the Constitution is that they're going to get rid of that.
Exactly.
Right? So everything he promised when he was first coming in, impeachment.
A promise is a comfort to a fool.
There you go. That's gone. So where is the integrity? Where is the transparency? Where is the accountability?
Indeed.
It's all gone, obfuscated by this man who wants to be president, or he wants to be.
He wants to be. You see, me and you think the same way now, because nobody can tell me that Andrew Holness don't have the intention of being the first president of Jamaica. Nobody.
Yeah.
I believe that where he is now in his party, you see, Herb, the JLP realizes that Andrew Holness is not tenable, and they are going to do everything to replace him. So he wants to be the first president.
Yep. And that 7-year period, and you can't be prosecuted or sued or tried, that's him.
That is him. Boy, me and you think the same way. Right before you came on, this is what we were talking about, and I said this is perfect for Andrew, you know, because Andrew basically wants to be in a position where he's untouchable.
Yeah. Look, we in the diaspora, they cut us out altogether. They don't even mention us no more. So they're saying we don't have no hope of being able to vote overseas, which the current constitution says we are eligible to vote wherever we are, right? If they do if they study the French and the Iraq governments, they provide for the embassy and their consulates to go to certain locations, register people, and have them vote.
Yes.
By same day voting.
But America have a similar thing too.
Very similar.
Mail-in ballot.
The bottom line is foreign countries can execute the voting here in the United States.
Yeah.
In the UK, in Canada, right? So these are all Commonwealth countries, and the United States is our foremost neighbor.
Yeah.
Right? The majority of Jamaicans are most likely right here in the U.S.
Amen.
2-3 million. See? So we have to come up with a plan that takes care of people and not cover tracks, not cover up wrongdoing, that doesn't hold people accountable, where there's no transparency whatsoever. We still searching for 1.7 trillion
dollars.
That's missing, right? We still have people in hospital who miscarriage or have any kind of bleeding and stuff, asking for sanitary pads,
toilet paper,
and having to use toilet paper, which are in some cases toilet paper don't make this.
Exactly.
So you have to show up to the hospital with an entire wardrobe, inclusive of medical equipment you need if you're going to have a pin put in your arm for a broken bone, inclusive of sanitary napkins if you have some miscarriage,
yeah,
inclusive
or
of
have a
whatever
baby.
it is you're going to have work done, you have to go out and get it yourself.
Yeah. So in these days, even Panadol you have to go get. Not even that the hospital them have.
The hospital needs to have a pharmacy that meets the needs of the people.
Not even that, Herb. Not even that.
Well, they decided that they weren't going to provide those things, and that's part of not spending that $4.5 billion they have in reserves.
Yeah.
They don't fix the roads. They don't fix bridges that.
Hello? Oh.
What happened?
I don't know. You just cut out a while ago, but I'm hearing you now.
I'm still here with
okay.
you. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
The IMF, they say, prevents them from spending money on the country and taking care of people and repairing roads and bridges that wash out.
I don't believe any of that.
You have to cross a river every day, especially when it's torrent and after a heavy rainstorm. You cannot keep putting your people through these trials and tribulations. You have programs there that we have suggested to them. Partner with the Diaspora. And I'm talking about training programs now, where you can bring the Diaspora people in, bring the kids in,
right,
and train them to be mechanics, train them to be cosmetologists, right? Train them for so many different things and charge them at a rate higher than the local rate.
Right.
Okay? That way, the monies you make, you enhance the local training program. You bring in more instructors. You acquire more classroom space. You do more. And in doing more with the Diaspora, you can do more for the local people that are there. You charge them less.
But even things like to just carry in health care equipment that you are donating. I've seen where members of the Diaspora try to donate things, school supplies, hospital and healthcare supplies, and there is so much bureaucracy, so much red tape, so you wonder if they even want the help.
They complain it costs them 11,000 or they want 20,000 for an ambulance.
Yes.
They send down school equipment and supplies, and it costs them 11,000 to clear it.
And an ambulance is something that we need. We literally have no ambulances.
Ambulances, I heard that. I saw that. We see, people forget,
Oh my God.
This technology we have today, we see CVM, we see TVJ, we see all the talking heads up here in the United States, in Canada and the UK. So we understand what's going on. And we are stunned that the
Well, you see, you keep the people ignorant, you know. It's like the Pavlov theory. The Pavlov theory. Mm-hmm.
Yep. So now that we're having these problems in Jamaica, and we've been on blast for the last year and a half here in the US
Yes.
and Canada, right? We're saying enough is enough. We can no longer sit idly by and watch this ripoff happening. And so we began to form the One Jamaica Legal Defense Foundation. And we said we would attack what's going on through the judiciary.
Mm-hmm.
You have different charges here that you can make against politicians.
Right.
Malfeasance, misfeasance, non-feasance.
Right.
Right? And so when you have somebody like Kamina Johnson-Smith, who's running for office,
Mm-hmm.
higher office up at the UK level,
Right.
there's no provision in the Constitution that covers that.
Indeed.
But the government finds $285,000 US dollars or 43 million Jamaican to pay for a boondoggle trip.
Yeah.
So the bunch of people at MFA here in Washington at the embassy can go on a trip over to Rwanda
To campaign for her.
Campaign for her. And then she ended up losing by 3 or 4 votes or whatever it was.
Which we expected. We expected her to lose by more.
By more.
Yeah.
But they thought Boris Johnson was going to fix things and make sure she wins.
But
Boris Johnson wanted the Baroness out of office.
Exactly.
And he cut a deal with our Prime Minister.
Sell out Prime Minister.
Sell out. Well, keep in mind, people have to understand, who did the Prime Minister take his out of office to?
Amen. We've been talking about this. But I believe that being a privy councillor was part of the deal that they cut with him. Apart from the money, the thing with Andrew and him like position. He's a man who love to keep up with the Joneses, and him love the pomp and pageantry. If you watch him, you know. He's a man, Herb, when him go, gym, you know. The gym have to empty, you know.
I know.
Yeah, when him go any event, you know.
Right there. You would think that as Prime Minister, you'd want to meet and greet your people, even at the gym.
Not him.
But, if you are stylish, if you are, Mr. Big.
Right.
Clear the area, clear the gym.
Clear the gym. Clear the, when him go to Dende, whichever display area he's going, his bodyguards going and order everybody out. Because he want to live he want to be like a celebrity. If you see him on the road driving, they have to clear the outrider, they have to clear the road. Everybody have to come out of his way. I mean...
Well, the key thing to this is, if you are a popular leader, if you meet and greet your people on a regular basis, the people will love and respect you.
That's right.
But when you ill-treat the people, when you are cunning, deceitful, lying, and when you don't do your job, the people will grow to hate you. And that's why Andrew lives in fear. No other
Exactly.
reason. Right? No other reason. But back to why we do what we do here in Washington. We had the first protests back in March in Florida.
Right.
We only had about 70 people show. Not all at once, but throughout the day.
Right.
And then we had another 70,000 viewed online.
So 70,000 viewed it online.
Yeah, from 2 different sources.
Wow.
Equator and Carlos
Yeah.
and RATTIGAN. Yeah. So we had it posted and they viewed it. And then we say, okay, we're going to New York. New York we thought would be the biggest and best because that's where the majority of our people live, in that region. But then we hit a stroke of bad weather.
Right, I realized that. And New York was in May.
Yeah, in May. Yeah.
Right.
So because of that, the pen that we had that the police put us in, they call it the pen.
Right.
Whole of majority of 350.
Okay.
And they had to close off the pen at one point because too many people were there, and they started turning back people. Well,
they actually turned back people.
Yes, they did. They sure did. The deal was, when it was approved, was that they would open the other side of the pen, right?
Okay.
And allow people to populate that side of the pen. And then people could spread out. But, we had a Jamaican assistant commissioner of police,
right,
a 3-star guy, Stevenson, show up. And he gave instructions that morning, and we believe those instructions were not to open the other side of the pen if it got too full.
Okay.
So our people were like sardines inside that pen.
I see. Yeah, because it looked very tight.
Yes. We believe the Consul General had a lot to do with those instructions. That's also true when she showed up to office. And apparently the consulate was out for the day. She is the only one and her driver show up. And when she showed up, we had a tent up over our stereo equipment that we're playing music with. And the policeman who watched us put up those tents, came back to us and instructed us to take it back down because he was told it had to come down.
Is that so?
She's the only one I know that could have told him that.
Interesting.
Yeah. Right? So we have these people who are in positions of power and could not give a damn about the community here in the United States or in Jamaica.
How many people ended up coming out to the New York? How many people you assume were there?
Well, if they had to close the pen, then it was well over, it was hitting up against the 360. So
Okay.
let's say, because at the very back, I saw a little bit of room.
Yeah.
Let's say at least 350 were there.
Okay.
Right? And ironically, the people that they hire to come out and protest against us
Yeah.
tried to enter the pen. And the police told them hell no and ran them across the street.
Oh boy.
Right?
And that was about 8 of them we counted. 8.
Yeah, 8 or 9. Yeah. So we have been growing in leaps and bounds.
Right. How you know how many people viewed you online this time in Washington, in New York?
We knew it was up to about 20,000.
Probably more, because I viewed it. I was watching online. A lot of us, the bloggers, because a lot of us didn't really know about it. The first one in Florida, but the second one we were well aware, and a lot of us took it in. So I think that probably, because I know Jamaican Carlos was live. I think Rattigan was also live. I know Twitch, who is on this platform, was live. So several people.
Was live. Jeffrey McWittock was live.
There you go.
And some other people. Right now, I believe it should break the 70,000 or 100,000
right
number. And listen, Washington D.C. What I've done is invited all elements. I've got people in California working. I got people Florida, all the way up to Boston.
And this is for June 15th, right?
June 15th, in front of the embassy in Washington, D.C.
Okay.
Right? So we have been writing to the colleges and universities, as well as to the news media, telling them why we're having this and why they need to come out. And we're not pulling no punches. Right? We expect people to come out and to show. The people who came to New York came far away from London, from Canada, Toronto, and from other faraway places.
Somebody, Twitch is asking about buses, if you're going to have buses available.
We have buses available in New York.
Okay.
And what we're trying to do is set up pickup points.
Pickup points, alright.
That people need to sign up to come in to those pickup points. So you don't have to drive all the way down to DC.
Right.
Here's the deal. Because we're having Caribbean American Month.
Right.
And it's the Institute of Caribbean Studies, which I'm a part of, putting that on. We will be in Congress briefing Congress people.
Right.
And the State Department and others, Justice Department, on the 13th, which is the Thursday.
Right.
What I've asked the community to do.
Isn't that the same time that these people are having their diaspora conference here?
No, not yet.
Okay.
They're going to have it on Sunday, the 16th.
The 6th. Oh, okay. So your protest is one day before their conference.
Yeah. But my conference which is a part of the Caribbean American Month, the entire Caribbean conference is happening, and we're in with the Congress people, and then we have DOJ, Department of Justice, and others that come in. Right. I've asked people who want to see what Caribbean American Week is like in Washington. If you plan on doing a holiday, a vacation, come in your numbers, pool your driving, get minibuses or get a big bus if necessary. But come to Washington.
Yeah.
The bus can drop you off big companies that have people in Washington that they can pick up and take them back, and then come back and get you with fresh passengers coming into Washington. Right? Now, the other thing is this. Once our presentation for investigations and crime and security and everything else is over on the 13th, you can go visit your Congress people, persons, congressman or woman, the next day, the Friday the 14th. What we want you to do when you go visit them is to speak to the things that we discuss. The rampant corruption. Right. The rampant, the fact that there's no transparency, there's no accountability, there's missing funds, there's funds that's totally unaccounted for. Right. And find out from your Congress people, because this is election year. Yes. So they expect you to come in and talk to them, and then next week they go back home and vote come November. Indeed. Right? Now, if they can't support you, then they know you'll go vote for somebody else. And whether you're Republican or Democrat, you come in and speak to your representative about the corruption that's going on, and find out about what they're going to do in applying the Magnitsky Act, the Global Magnitsky Act, which is where the government can come out and arrest and try politicians in foreign countries, as well as members of the private sector, for the kind of monies that they have been taking out of the kitty, and not making anybody know. Right? Accountability, that's when you have accountability. They can also try them under bribery, which is under a new law that President Biden signed in December. Interesting. And they can also take a look at the operations of their minions here in the U.S. Yes. Definitely. Having FARA certification. Right? So if they come in and complain to their respective Congress people and make them aware, then those people will bring it up in subcommittee. Right? Because we intend to ask them to bring it up in subcommittee, so it won't be Greek or Latin to these Congress people. Indeed. They would have experienced somebody talking to them about those issues. The issues. Somebody wants to know if they want to go to Washington D.C., if you'll have a registration process. If if you want to go to Washington, D.C., we will announce sometime Saturday who is arranging the bus. And depending on where you are, right, we're going to ask people to pool and come in. If you're in Florida, I understand they're trying to get a bus down there.
Really?
And so,
Because I should be in Florida. I would love to come up because I should be in Florida for I'm coming up to Florida on Monday, so I should be there during the time.
Yeah. So we know Florida come up and the bus should be stopping. If it's not full, it stops in Atlanta.
Okay.
And then we have more people come on in Atlanta. If you're leaving from New York, we're gonna have people coming down from Boston, and then they leaves New York, stops in Philly.
Mm-hmm.
If there are people to be picked up, and then it keeps coming down. Whether Delaware or Baltimore, it stops and bring people in.
You think one bus is enough?
These are repeat that again.
I was asking if you think one bus would be enough for all of that.
No. It's 6 buses
Okay.
being offered to Randy. 6.
Interesting.
And each bus holds about 55 passengers.
Nice.
These
Okay.
are big transport.
That sounds like me. You know. Then if you have all of those arrangements, then you know that I'm gonna come.
Yes. Well, we want people to come.
Yeah.
We want them to show up in great numbers, right? So once we get people in there, we already have
Okay,
the
Pastor
approval.
Ricky, I will.
Yeah. We already have the approval from the police department.
Excellent.
And we turn around, we ask for more stuff. We tell them we want to show videos, so we're going to bring in video players and stuff. We can put up a tent. We can do bullhorn. Everything that we weren't able to do in New York. We had a bullhorn in New York, but we couldn't put up the tent. She made us take the tent down. Yeah.
Okay.
But
one thing I'd like to see more of, though, Herb, I would love to see the U.S. mainstream media covering some of the protests, because I was hoping the last time, because I think that if we get it in the media, in the U.S. media, this one thing I can tell you about Andrew Holness and his administration, them hate international attention. It makes them go crazy. So if you can find a way to engage the media, some media houses to cover it in terms of writing articles in some of the publications, probably Washington Post or, and get some TV footage.
What I have been doing all week has been writing articles, and I've sent it out to ambassadors, I've sent it out to senators, I've sent it out to media people, and I've sent it out even to Delaware State University, where the Prime Minister got his award, because they have the that article that was advertised in Jamaica Sunday Gleaner that said what is it we're protesting, what's wrong with Jamaica.
Yes.
Everything on there is in the format that I sent out. And everywhere that the ambassador has been interviewed, the Roland Martin show on Black television, as well as another fellow from the Miami Herald who interviewed her, I've sent them the same articles, asking them to re-interview her and ask her these questions. And besides that, I'd like to be interviewed by them.
Okay.
Or myself or RATTIGAN come in and be interviewed by them.
Yeah.
So we're not sparing anything this time. We're going all out, and we're going to hit up ABC.
I hear that CNN is located on First Street.
Yeah.
Northeast DC, and Fox News is...
All the big three, as well as CNN.
Right,
and
Fox News, right, is American University.
Fox, the whole of them, we're going to hit them up. So they have to do public service announcements for us, but we're not going to depend solely on public service announcements. we want to seek out somebody in studio. And I remember one thing I can tell people: when you lived in Brooklyn, the early 70s, none of the big television stations covered it.
Right.
It took a Jamaican at ABC Television who was in charge of the cameras on the floor. He took it, boss, and said, look, just go out there and capture the essence of everything that's going on.
Right.
And the man did that. Let me tell you something. The following year, 2 more stations showed up.
So you just need one.
Today, Liberty in Brooklyn, it's the place to be for the governor, for the 2 U.S. senators, and for all the Congress people. They pour into that place you would not believe. And you've got at least half a dozen or more television stations shooting the major ones as well as the local ones. Shooting in Brooklyn in September, the Labor Day, first week the first Monday in September. So I know it works. It's like a magical moment that everything gets turned on. And so what I'm trying to do is build up a storyline as to why we're doing this, and I share that storyline with all the media. And then we go and we talk to them and we say, look, we need this coverage. I'll find out who works in those places that's from the Caribbean, because we're saying we want to cover the Caribbean.
Definitely.
Right? Haiti, Trinidad, right? St. Vincent and the Grenadines and St. Kitts have passed us in per capita murders.
Yes, I realize that.
And that means that the cartel and whoever else is providing those weapons in those countries, while their politicians look the other way. That
I'm so surprised by this.
To our situation. Hey, I'm not surprised. I visited the Eastern Caribbean back in 2019, and they were complaining that the cartel was using the coves and different parts of their water front to hide their ill-gotten gains, the drugs and everything else. So we knew what was coming. And so from my Washington perch, I can see a lot of the stuff that's going on, right? And know that they need as much help as Jamaica needs now in those 2 islands. And by the way, the chief of staff for the JDF around the time of the Dudas capture,
right?
He is the national security advisor in St. Kitts.
Really?
Yep. And look at that. Their stuff is getting out of control. You know, their stuff is just off the charts.
Yes.
So their police can't handle those heavy weapons that these guys have. Yeah, it's like
so
Jamaica,
you think it's the drug cartels doing this?
It is the drug cartels. And what I've told people is the drug cartels are in Jamaica as well.
Yeah, we know that. We know that. And they're proliferating in Jamaica no more than ever.
Yeah, the building of those buildings, as well as buying up property, especially in the Montego Bay, St. James area, as well as the Ocho Rios area.
So they're buying up the properties This is very interesting, you know, because we have to wonder if the government is complicit in all of this.
Well, that's an interesting question to ask, right? And it so happens that every time there's a major bust in Montego Bay, who is the person that's the MP for Montego Bay?
The Minister of National Security.
I'm telling you, right? If Andrew was talking about going to bed with your windows and doors open, it can't happen, right? And not with these guys that they have running around who President Bingham was the first person that the U.S. government went after to extradite.
Oh, okay.
And they could never get him extradited. He got blocked at the highest level.
Oh, okay.
They just
So
didn't
the
make a
Jamaican authorities were able to block this?
Yeah. But you see, the U.S. changed its mind and went after Dudus after. But it was not at the same time. You see, also at the same time, they were going after
Dido Nemhard, I remember that.
And Ramsharam.
Right.
Of course, they got those two.
Right.
But that named our good esteemed Minister of National Security as well at the same time, that he was mixed up with Dido and Ramsharam.
Yep. That was
Right.
but was he the Minister of National Security at the time?
No,
Right.
he was working probably housing, I think.
Yes, he was in housing. But he was pointed out.
He was pointed out. And this is one of the reasons we feel he doesn't want to come to the United States, that he figures there's some kind of bench warrant on him.
Interesting.
And he comes and they spring it on him. Right?
I heard he's unable to travel to the US because he's without a visa.
Well, that's the prevention, I guess, is better than the cure. You prevent him from coming rather than have him come and you go grab him.
Oh my.
Because because if you mix up with those guys from way back then, and that's exactly what the U.S. Embassy was saying in their cable back then, that was released by WikiLeaks.
Right.
Then he must know that they have it out for him, right? So at this point, the last bus there in Montego Bay, where they found 7 million Jamaican and about $4 million US in the house, along with a whole bunch of cocaine and stuff, right?
Yeah.
They also had in the front a Mercedes-Benz that belonged to Presley
Bingham.
And it was in front of the house. He disappeared. And then sometime in the middle of the night, the vehicle got moved.
Wow.
And nobody knows.
So that is what Dudus was trying. Dudus was trying to be like Presley Bingham.
Yes.
Remember, everybody, we are speaking with Herb Nelson from the One Jamaica Legal Defense Foundation, one of the members in the Diaspora organizing the series of Diaspora protests. Remember, the next protest will be held on June 15th in front of the Embassy of Jamaica in Washington, D.C. Right? So just those of you who are coming on the live now wondering what we're talking about, we're talking to the one and only, the great, the legendary Herb Nelson. Continue, Sir Nelson.
Yes, thank you. And we really welcome people to show up in the thousands if necessary and just blow this ambassador's mind.
Indeed.
Because she likes to run around and warn people about us.
I see.
If we are terrorists, right? The last time, as I recall, right, they were warning people at the consulate in Miami and up in New York about us.
Right.
And I'm sure there's big warnings out through DSS, the State Department Security, and the Secret Service. Right? And because what I objected to in this approval for the thing, they want us to put our 500 people up on the sidewalk. I said no.
Yeah.
The law says we can demonstrate on the street and on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
It can be done on the street. All we have to do is appoint people to ensure the local traffic can pass us.
That's right. So they just have to use one lane.
Use one lane, right? So we're not going to cram our people like sardines, like Commissioner Stevenson in New York, a Jamaican forced us to do. We're not going to do that.
Probably he's
Right?
sympathetic to their cause, you know.
He's sympathetic to their cause. He's a part. Well, we have a lieutenant down at the approval office where we are put in for the permit.
Mm-hmm.
He's Jamaican also, so I need to go check him out to see where his loyalties lie. Because this is the diaspora. We're all together.
Exactly.
A lot of us are former law enforcement people, intelligence community people.
Right.
And we should not have to go through this.
Especially when you want the best for your country.
Yeah. And to stop this corruption.
Yeah.
Look, let me tell you how bad it is for our kids in this country. If our kids want to go to a historically black college or university, HBCU, the HBCUs are under pressure because they're not getting the funding from the federal government or from the state governments. And some of them could really close down, especially the ones in Tennessee. Right? So why should the monies that could go to the HBCU be given to the Caribbean islands who are guilty of bad democracy by having no transparency and no accountability?
Exactly.
This is the question we plan to ask our respective Congress people and our U.S. senators. And most likely, resulting from that, they're going to come up with a requirement, a reporting requirement that says, what did you do with our money? Because we have a situation in the Northeast diaspora where I am, where 460,000 US was collected during COVID.
Yes.
It was given to the embassy in Washington and sent down to Jamaica to, I believe, Babsy Grange.
Oh,
And
really?
they cannot
Babsy
tell us-
Grange. Wow.
Yep. They can't tell us how
That's
the money was
crazy.
utilized.
That's crazy.
And the funniness of Babsy Grange, because I asked in an ATI when Babsy came on TV and defended the Jamaica Football Federation.
Yes.
I asked in an ATI for Babsy to disclose to whom she gave the $4 million that she said she gave to JFF. When, and give us a copy of the document. And that was well over 4 or 5 months ago. And I have not gotten a response. And that ATI was putting through JAM.
Oh, yes.
And JAM said they guarantee that they will follow up. I haven't heard anything from Babsy Grange's office.
This is happening
So
way
we
too
know-
often.
Right. So money disappears for good causes like Project Star is an offshoot of what we had briefed.
Yeah.
But they're not doing Project Star in enough communities.
Yes. And they are trying to politicize it as well.
Yes. It's a bunch of tokenism.
Yeah.
So rather than the tokenism, let's find that $4 million because it wasn't used on the girls. The girls were spending their own money.
Exactly.
That,
Exactly.
they collect. And then Dennis Chung, at the time, had the nerve to go to Citadel Marley when the girls insisted on flying business class. Because you can't ask a football player to fly with their feet folded down.
I know. I am well aware of that. Yeah.
You know, and so you have this situation going on where the girls can't get the support. And Babsy's going to come out and say she provided $4 million. So why did Dennis Chung need to ask Stella Marley for money? This is the question we keep asking up here. And look at all the shenanigans going on with the Jamaica Football Federation at this point.
It's the worst football federation I've ever seen in the history of the world, you know. Them make Nigeria look like them not trying.
Oh, let me tell you. They all need to be fired. The whole thing needs to be revamped.
But they were just re-elected. That's the worst part about it.
Yeah, but they still have the worst people in place in the parishes, right? Look at what happened in Hanover. In Hanover, the mayor of Lucy, and he's a PNP man, but his deputy, his vice president, accused him of arranging to get paid for football tournament that he's running. He gets the money and he claims that he kicked some of the money back to the GFF.
I think this has to be investigated properly.
Right. Look, if FIFA says that and the UN agrees that the key to nation building is using sports as team building, then you should have the FID or some other fraud squad go down and investigate this.
But look what's happening with cricket as well.
Yes. It's just, you know, the tip of the iceberg is government. Whatever they see government doing, they do it themselves in the sports administration.
Yeah.
So the corruption, the rot starts at the top.
The rot starts at it. I'm happy you said it that way. The rot starts at the top. It starts at the top.
Work itself all the way down.
Yeah.
So we can't change things here for Jamaicans. I think Jamaicans need to protest themselves.
But that is the thing. I'm happy that you brought up the fact that Jamaicans need to protest. How about doing some more collaboration with the Jamaicans here? Like perhaps we can organize a joint conference between the diaspora, like a real diaspora conference. Weren't you arranging like a counter conference almost?
You took the words out of my mouth. Our diaspora conference is to cap off what's being said at the business conference that's being conducted in Montego Bay. Make no mistake, that is a business conference.
That is severely undersubscribed.
There you go. When they came out and announced they're going to have the business conference, and I listened to hear them say, our people need help. And diaspora, we need you to come down here and help. And here's how we're going to enhance the efforts to have a better education system, to have a better healthcare system, to have a better crime and security system. All of these things I'm waiting to hear.
They're not interested in that.
They're not interested in that. It's not important to them. They just want to make more money. Here's how you can sell more homes when Pinnacle is being built. Here's how you can take care of Grace Kennedy.
Right.
Buying more hockey and all this stuff. I mean, all this stuff I'm hearing, I'm just stunned. I'm saying, what the heck is this? These people have no interest in taking care of the people. And if that is their game, then Jamaica is truly, truly in trouble.
Selling out as much as they can sell out.
Yes. Now the irony is, the underserved communities and poor Jamaicans will suffer. But these middle class people and upper class people won't suffer.
Well, the middle class, they've totally obliterated the middle class, you know. Remember that the middle class virtually doesn't exist anymore.
It doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
It's the same thing they're trying to do here in the US. It's not just Jamaica.
Capitalism.
Capitalism at its best. You know? So we have to do what we need to do
Yeah.
right? I believe we had an impact on the local elections. I was there in Jamaica for local elections.
Okay, nice.
Right? I spent almost 4 weeks.
Ah.
And I thought it was peaceful. I thought it was well conducted.
Mm-hmm.
To the end, when all of a sudden the chicanery happened, to ensure that Cliff Hughes' announcement that the GLP had lost,
Right.
that reversed. that didn't bode well for integrity.
Exactly.
That didn't bode well for the integrity of the ombudsman, because he had
well, the ombudsman no longer exists. It's actually the head of the Electoral Commission of Jamaica, or the
Right.
EOJ, I should say.
whose office should never be in the Prime Minister's office.
Yeah.
Not with the kind of shenanigans that went on at the end of that head count that night. Right? And so if Cliff Hughes is to be believed with his announcement that they lost, they lost.
Yeah.
Right? Now what we want to see is with them gaining the corporate area, the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation.
Mm-hmm.
We want to see them apply the same standards of building and of inspections to what the First Lady is building, and to ensure it's corrected. In other words, if you're supposed to build 3 stories and you're building 5, tear it down.
I will leap at that. I think they said that they're doing some audits now because there are a lot of unregulated building going on in Kingston, you know.
Yeah.
And this is why they are so upset for having lost KSAMC.
Yeah. But you know what? If Mark cannot ensure that his people do the job and demonstrate to the people of Jamaica that they can have good governance, that they know how to govern, this is it. And you can do it with KSMC first and then everybody else in the areas that you want fall in line.
Definitely.
Expose all the chicanery that's going on.
That's right.
Because you have to have a cooperative city council, parish council for this corruption that exists to continue. And if you don't have one that's not cooperative, then it's gonna have to go away. Absolutely go away. You know?
Yeah. Question now. I want to ask you now about this citizenship issue with Mark Golding as a member of the Diaspora. How do you feel about all of this citizenship
it's
argument?
We use the word ostracation because that just means you cloud everything up with nonsense and you make something out of nonsense. There is no law in the Constitution that says Mark is out of step. Mark is fully, look, when I was born in Jamaica, and I came to the United States and I joined the United States Army, I was still a Jamaican.
Right.
Right? When I became naturalized after 3 years, I was still a Jamaican.
That's right.
When I got into the intelligence community, I was still a Jamaican. And when I retired finally 10 years ago, I was still a Jamaican. Right? I maintained dual nationality. I was not disloyal to the United States. I was not disloyal to Jamaica.
Right.
If anything, I was seeing stuff every day that told me how corrupt Jamaica was.
Right.
I was seeing stuff every day that told me how individuals here in the United States cause caused the deaths of people. And this is one of the things I said when I retired, and I was unencumbered by any other regulation. I'm going to work to ensure that changes happen. And so a lot of the people that you know and trust will sell their mothers down the river.
Right.
For a buck.
That's true.
You know? And so when I sit there and I can examine any situation, I had a rare duty where I was, where I had what was called global access. That means I could pull up any country in the world, examine that country, any situation in that country. But since my heart was set on Jamaica, at least once a week, guess what?
You examine Jamaica.
I examined Jamaica, examined the rest of the Caribbean too. And I knew what was happening at all times.
Yeah.
I knew who the corrupt people were.
Yeah.
And how they were getting away with it. But now that we have the laws in place, like the Magnitsky Act,
right,
that knows how to prosecute these people, then we need to put the pressure on our Congress people here. Like I say, with the historically black colleges and universities, they don't have no money. But we're giving away money. I know we give $50-60 million a year to the JCF, and National Security Ministry.
And that's the Diaspora?
That's the State Department.
The State Department.
That's our tax dollar. Thank you.
Wow.
That's the Diaspora. That's our tax dollar. We pay a lot more money than that in taxes up here.
Right.
With 2-3 million people here, I'm sure we pay taxes in the billions. Right? But the fact is,
a lot of people assume that you contribute only through remittance, you know. They don't realize that you also contribute through your tax dollars.
And remittance might just be a drop in the bucket.
Yeah.
Because our money go to Africa, it go to Asia, it go to the Eastern Europe, go to England, jolly old England.
Right.
Right? So we know that our money cover a lot of territory around the world. And that people believe that that's all, that the 3.3 or 3.5 billion is all the contribution we'll make. No. Our contribution is a lot more than that. And not only that, but we have a tremendous amount of Caribbean people, especially Jamaicans, working for the U.S. government.
Yes.
So we have direct contact with a lot of different foreign countries that we are supporting. We have Jamaicans working at the OAS, the UN, all over the place, making a contribution. And the contribution is tremendous. So we are there, we have accomplished, but we have never forgotten our lovely island.
Yeah.
Right?
As it should be.
I see we have a Jamaican serving as the U.S. ambassador.
Right.
That's a first.
That's a first, yeah.
That doesn't happen with other
A
countries.
KC old boy.
Yeah. It doesn't happen with other countries where their citizens come back as ambassador.
Yeah.
So Jamaica has this rare trust that has been placed on it with this gentleman. And Ratty and I were talking tonight about the pressures that he's under because everybody's watching him.
Yeah. He's like a guinea pig to see how it work out. If he's gonna be loyal to Jamaica or the United States.
Right. But one thing I would say to him, if he ever gets this opportunity, is to call for a truth commission to find out just how bad Jamaica's economy
Oh my
in the
God.
late 70s.
You're touching on some serious issues, you know. You think he's in the position to do something like that?
Yes. When he's leaving, he can do it. He can say that. She can say, from my observances in Jamaica, Jamaica has been hamstrung by its lack of control over its economy.
Right.
The fact that its young people are in dire need of training, dire need of guidance. And this is as a result, direct result of the undermining of Jamaica's economy in the years 1976 through 1980.
You know, we looked at it in depth on this same platform. You know, we actually look at some of the declassified CIA documents to see exactly what they did to destabilize the country and how Edward Seaga assisted them to do such.
Edward Seaga and the Jamaica Gleaner.
Yes. So preach it, because I tell them, say Mutty Perkins and Don Rich were CIA operatives employed to the Gleaner. So when you see listeners and viewers and subscribers, I'm not lying. You remember we went through all of this? You're hearing it now for yourself. You know Herbie's background. He should know.
You have people in Jamaica, like I said before, will sell mama down the river.
Yes.
If it make them wealthy. And the JLP party with Edward Seaga did exactly that. Sold Jamaica down the river.
There you go. Can't
and
say
should have been charged with high treason because of what? He accepted weapons from a foreign country to kill his own citizens.
But, well, remember he's born in the US, you know, so who's citizens?
Well, you know,
he's born in the US with a Lebanese background, so
yeah.
Who's citizens?
And so when he was doing all of that, he fully well knew if he had to flee the country, where he could go.
Exactly.
And they would welcome him with open arms.
Open arms.
Yeah. So they can sit there and fool themselves and want to name highway after him and all of this.
And listen, let me tell you something. I have said on this platform on numerous occasions that when the PNP assumes office, I will personally be campaigning to remove Edward Seaga's name from everything that them put it on, because he's a terrorist. He should never have his name on anything.
Well, you know, the U.S., after they used them to kill our folks, they turned around and gave them the money to open up institutions similar to in the U.S. that could do different services.
Exactly.
That is not taking care of your people. You don't kill one set of people to take care of another set.
Exactly.
Right? And so they have to face the music. And what you see happening now with this man in office is that it's almost a repeat of his mentor.
Exactly. He's just like him.
It's just like he's doing in the office whatever the hell he damn well please, and people are getting killed every day, and he couldn't give a damn.
But remember, you know, he tried to kiss up to the U.S. government when he was just just elected, and basically to the point where he was sitting near the kitchen at Mar-a-Lago waiting on Trump at the door with the exit sign.
Yeah. Listen, if you recall along the way, when the Eastern Europe became free, when the Soviet Union was dissolved,
right,
I was in the military.
Okay.
And one of the first things they did was come and took all the monies that was earmarked for the Caribbean, Latin America, Asia, and said, we gotta go help our white Eastern European brothers. We charge and we're giving it to them. And Michael Manley said, oh my God, this is crazy.
Yep.
I said to him, I said, no, it's not. This is how these white people feel.
Yeah.
That we are carpetbaggers, and they need to eject us, and they need to take care of their people first.
That's what they're doing now.
That's what they're doing now.
All right, Rattigan is calling back. I'm gonna see if I can join the calls. Hold on a second, Herbie. Hello. All right, not much. Let me join back Herbie to the call so that we can continue the conversation. All right, here we go now. Everybody's on. All right, both of you on now. Everybody hearing me? All right, let me see. It look like it's not. All right, great. Yes. All right, so Sir Ratty, now you ready for us now? I was having a nice, lovely conversation with Herbie. He was giving me the history. Wow, we spoke about so much. We spoke about so much. All right, listeners, viewers, and subscribers, friends and comrades, we welcome back the great WILFRED Rattigan, you know, who is a part of this One Jamaica Legal Defense Foundation. Is that so, Sir Rattigan?
Yes, indeed. We have 3 people right now. We had 4, one person had to leave. But we started out with 3. It's me, Herb, and a gentleman out of New York. And I'm sure Herb told you that it came about as a result of trying to hold government accountable and just stepping away from the traditional diaspora stance, which was to seek meetings with these people. And whenever we did get those meetings, it was just a bag of fluff and a lot of talk, and nothing came out of it. So we decided that, look, you know what, enough is enough. We're not our mother's diaspora. We're our diaspora, and so we're just gonna take action, and that's what we've been doing.
So we've been talking about what is it that you're doing? I know you've been doing a lot of protests, especially you have been vilified so much. Well, both of you really, but especially you. I mean, to the point where you had to sue a government minister for basically defaming you. You know? So, yeah, so how is it that you're handling all of this blowback from the Jamaican government?
It's quite easy, you know what I mean? I'm a practicing lawyer. One of the things I learned a long time ago in law school is that you try and get a case where the law is on your side. If the law is not on your side, then you try and twist some facts, and if you can't do that, then you just attack people. And that's what's going on, because no matter how much they attack me, at the end of the day, they have to look at the issues that are on the table. And I said to them, fine, call me whatever you want to call me, but is it true that the Prime Minister's statutory declarations for 2021, 2022 have not been verified by the very agency he created? And we're looking at 2023 now.
Yep.
Is it true that the Prime Minister asked for training, received good governance training and anti-corruption training, and refused to sign the code of conduct? Is it true that poverty has gone up with almost 17%? Is it true that 1.7 trillion Jamaican dollars unaccounted for the past 10 years? Is it true that the courts have ruled that the states of emergency are unconstitutional, and now the government is using taxpayers' money to pay back victims who were harmed by it? Is that true? Is it true that the government, under the cloak of darkness, they amended the constitution to allow for the extension of the DPP whose time had expired? And so we just go on and on and on and on. And I said, these are the things you must talk to me about. So whatever you want to call me, it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, guess what? I know me and mash up brand Jamaica. And they government.
I love how you put it. But you know,
went over big in New York because we asked certain people about each of the listed items that was in the Everything
Right.
was the government. Yeah, Ratty says it better than I do.
The government.
Yeah, they ask them who are mash up brand Jamaica because they claim that we are mash up brand Jamaica. We say no. Nobody elected us to do anything for the good of Jamaica. We're just here trying to hold your feet to the fire. You were elected to do those things and you have failed. And so you are mash up brand Jamaica and we're trying to get you to stop mashing up brand Jamaica. So that's why I'm saying to you, they call me names, they call Herb names, they call
Right.
Dr. Francis names, and we're just gonna continue because we're not going to be distracted. And that's it. We're not gonna be distracted.
Yeah. I see to the point where they've released articles. I don't remember where I saw that publication. Some letter, I think, is one of those online news publications that where they were basically blasting the both of you, especially you, Sir Rattigan.
Yeah, man. They can do that because, like I said, at the end of the day, they still have to come back and look at the basic issues affecting the Jamaican people, and that's what we're doing. Look, I didn't promise anybody that they should vote for me and I would provide them. I would rid Jamaica of the drought problem and the water problem. I didn't do that in 2016 and I didn't do that in 2020. So they can't blame me for that. All of the things that were promised and were not fulfilled, I didn't do it. I didn't promise anybody that I was gonna put legislation for term limits for the office of the Prime Minister. I never promised anybody that I was gonna put in stuff for impeachment. I never do any of that. So what we're saying is that the people who did that, by the way, I never promised anyone that they could sleep with their windows and doors
That's
open.
true.
So they need to go look for the people who say that and then hold them responsible because they have a duty and a responsibility to the Jamaican people. Our duty and responsibility as Jamaicans, as patriots, is to hold those who have been entrusted with the confidence and the responsibility to take care of the Jamaican people and the country by extension. And they haven't been doing so. I mean, I wasn't the one who sat in the UN waiting for Kingston to tell me how to vote on a resolution. I wasn't that person. So how me a mash up brand Jamaica? You need to tell me how me a mash up brand Jamaica. You can
Because you are speaking out, you're showing them up. That's why you're mashing it up, because it's not, with you speaking out, it is no longer hidden.
Right. So me not mash up brand Jamaica and then me a mash up. So that's it.
Alright. So we see where a lot of people here are saying that the diasporians are more vocal and are more active than the Jamaicans who are actually here in defending the rights of the Jamaicans who are here. How is it that you feel that you in the diaspora can help to inspire the Jamaicans to take action? Because we keep seeing the diasporians doing so much and the Jamaicans are literally sitting on the sidelines like, hey, they're like of no interest at all. They don't have no interest. So how can you inspire the Jamaicans?
Well, every show that we do, we hope that it will carry an inspirational message to the people of Jamaica that they should do exactly what we're doing or more, because you have a right on the Jamaican Constitution to peacefully assemble and to raise grievances against the government. We also understand, though, that there is a fear factor which we don't have to deal with. Yeah, we don't have to deal with that. Nobody going to come at my house, come drag me from underneath my bed because I said something unpleasant about the Prime Minister, a member of the government, the cabinet. Nobody's going to do that. So we don't have to deal with that. So it's easier for us then to just say, okay, you know what, let's get together and let's go out there and let's do what we have to do. No, here's the problem. Here's the challenge we face. The challenge we face is that what we're doing now has never been done in the diaspora, because our predecessors, they've always capitulated to the powers that be.
Yes,
because
this is true.
They always wanted to curry favor with them. They wanted to be invited to the embassy parties and the consulate parties, and they wanted to, they just wanted to be seen with them. And when them go to Jamaica, them rub shoulder.
They want to hobnob and rub shoulders with the powers that be.
Exactly. And we realize that doing that, it is not going to help the struggles of the people know. But
Right.
we must do it. We must do it. And we're doing it, and I want people to understand that we're not getting paid to do this. We're not seeking power or position or status. We're not doing seeking. Our primary purpose for doing this is for country and the people of Jamaica, because we see where the government is failing, and we need to call out those ills. In fact, I'm not sure if Herb told you that we had one protest in Miami, we had one in New York, and Herb is spearheading the one in DC next month. Then we're going up to Canada, then we're going
to London.
Yeah, and then we're coming back to New York, then we're going down to Miami.
Okay. All right. Well, we need to basically get those dates up and running so we can know which is happening. So we know that in Washington it will be on the 15th of June.
Yes.
And then what date are you looking at for Toronto?
Toronto is the 26th of July.
The 26th of July. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
And we're still waiting on a date for the UK.
Right.
And we know that New York is going to be in August.
So basically, it's just a continuation so that you can continue to, it's just ongoing so that you can continue to raise awareness.
Yes, because, and going back to the question you raised about how can we inspire the people of Jamaica, and this is what we're talking about, because the more they see us, you know, it kind of like they're looking at us, but these people, our people, they're actually doing all this for us, and we're sitting here not doing anything. We need to get out and do something.
Yeah.
So, and also when we do it, like with her, we're going to ask for solidarity with us. So we're going to be sending out a message to Jamaica to say, on this particular day, we want you to wear a
particular color.
Right. Or do a certain thing in solidarity with us. Yeah.
That's a very good idea.
It's getting bigger because in Miami they said we had 30. By all estimates, we had about 65 people in Miami.
Right.
Period. In New York, we had more than 350. They said we had 80.
Right.
And we know the line because...
We know.
Yeah. You saw the videos, you know.
I saw, we were watching Taking It In live. I have a question for you now.
Sure.
What steps have you taken to reach out to some of the disenfranchised groups here in Jamaica? Because you have entire sectors of the society who are disenfranchised. Because I consider you, the diasporans, that you are being disenfranchised by the government. The government is trying to find every way they can to mute you, to disempower you, right? We have several groups in Jamaica, for instance, the Rastafarians, the Maroons. We're not even going to talk about the public sector workers. Let's start with the Rastafarians and the Maroons. These people are going through the same kind of disenfranchisement that you are going through. So have you made any steps to try and reach out to them?
It's funny you mentioned that, you know, because Chief Curry was scheduled to be on the program tomorrow.
I'm like a mind reader or something.
See that, and that was it. But he can't. He's stretched because of the schedule. So he will be on next week, a week from tomorrow. He will be
excellent. Because you see, this is the only way we're going to get any meaningful change. You know, and I've said this to Comrade Leader Mark Golding. The only way to get meaningful change is if we can unite all the people who this government is targeting, they're bullying. If we can get all of them, these groups of people, the Maroons, the Rastafarians, the Diasporans, all of the other little subgroups that you can't even think about. You understand?
Right.
When all the people come together, it's a lot of people, you know, the taxi men. When all of these people come together, you know, I mean, the sky is the limit. So this is what I'm asking you about, you know. So I'm happy that you are going to have that conversation with Chief Curry, you know. Another thing that I'm gonna ask you about now is how to get all of us almost, you see like how you're planning those those protests and the conferences over there. How about planning something jointly with some of us in Jamaica who are basically on the same cause as you? Because it's not that we don't want to do anything sometimes, but as you rightfully said, a lot of people out here are afraid, you know, and a lot of us out here who really want to, we don't get the support that we need. And then some of us are branded as doing it for just politics alone. So you understand? So how do we now unite all our forces to make it more impactful?
Well, I think Herb can probably answer that question better than I, because Herb has been doing some work with the soccer program and this.
Right, we were speaking about that.
Right, yeah, that's his baby. You know, he knows that thing inside out, and he's got a whole bunch of people at his fingertips that he could actually bring to bear on the issue in Jamaica. We have reached out to quite a number of people in Jamaica on different platforms.
Right.
But again, people are just. I guess you're gonna have to have somebody who's gonna take up the mark in Jamaica and say, listen, we're gonna just rally behind it, because people are just fearful, and I guess everybody's looking to see who's going to go, you know, who's going to
step out.
Right, who's going to do it. Nobody wants to take it up and do it. And it's, in our case, what we did was, we said, all right, you know what? If you live in Miami, then you plan the thing in Miami, and we will support you. Right? And so, likewise, I know New York fairly well, and if you do that, Herb knows DC very well, so he's going to be doing that, and that's how we've been doing it. But what happens is that we just don't leave the person to just, you know, just to go ahead and do it by himself. There's a support team there that says, we're going to support you, and whatever you need, we're going to make it successful. So, like the one in New York, we have people from people flew in from the UK.
Right.
Just for the protest. People came down from Canada. I met a lady. She took the red eye from LA. I think it's a 6-hour flight.
Wow.
And she flew in, left the airport, come straight to the protest, and she said, after the protest, I'm going back to the airport and I'm getting on the flight and I'm flying 6 hours back. That's how dedicated people are about this thing. And we need to highlight it so people can see that sacrifices are being made. But when I say sacrifices, it's sacrifices in a pleasant way.
Right.
It's not like, you know, you're sacrificing something. This is because people feel passionate about our people, our piece of the rock. We feel passionate about it. And we're not. Why stop? Because we understand that, you see, for too long, the government has been acting in a willy-nilly way without anybody impeding or interfering with what they're doing.
Indeed.
And now that they're seeing this now they're a little bit worried. You know, they have a conference. I don't heard you talk about the conference. Their conference, our conference.
Yeah, well, we were about to talk about that.
You can talk about that. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, well, like I was saying, that when they're doing their daytime business conference, because it's no longer, we took away the right to use the global diaspora logo as well as the name.
I realized that.
Right? We sent the cease and desist letter yet, Ratty?
No, it's complete. Just get it signed and sent out. Yeah, but the letters
we're gonna at least.
That's why they started attacking you when you took away the right for them to use the name.
Yeah, because they're not used to being restricted, right? And they're not used to being threatened that they'll be spanked if they do the wrong thing. So this is us taking control of our diaspora. And I'd love to see the day where Jamaicans take control in the same manner. I said to the government, you work for us, we don't work for you. Right? Because what we will do is when they come out and talk about issues that falls under education, healthcare, crime and security, even trade, where they try to claim that their exports are
match it up to the imports. And we know that
the deficit, the trade deficit.
Yeah, is like about 5 or 6 billion. 5 billion. 5 billion. 5 billion, yeah. Yeah. So there's no way they're going to catch up. So we will talk to these things. We'll speak to them. And we'll say, using the expertise that we have in Jamaica or overseas, we will make recommendations and speak directly to what can be done to alleviate the situation. Right? I know that every night that, every day that they present, we will have an analysis of that day, and then we'll present what needs to be said.
Okay, so let me see if I understand this. So they're having their thing in the day, and then in the evening now you have the counter conference where you examine the stuff that they discussed. Is that how it's gonna be?
I wouldn't call it a counter conference. I would say this is Jamaica's helpful conference.
Oh, because you said they are having a business conference, so we are now having the social aspect of the same conference. Right. Well, not the same, but okay.
To show you how it is, they had nothing planned for any of the areas we're talking about.
No, because they don't care. They don't care.
And when we said why we're boycotting and what needs to happen, then they start having half hour here, half hour there, trying to I guess appease us.
Right.
But that's not gonna work. And I don't think people want to come to the conference because we have now clearly pointed out to them that, hey, this is a conference after COVID.
Yes.
And the best you can do is talk about business. When you guys are fat catting it, no, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
No sense whatsoever.
Because, Kamala, let me tell you something. Herb mentioned it, They had no intentions of talking about the bread and butter issues affecting the ordinary Jamaica. It was only when we started raising it, then the citizen started putting in some, talking about education and health. But what they're doing, they're putting a spin on it. They're saying, hey, Diaspora, let's talk about how you can help us. We're saying, no. Let's talk about what you've done.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah, so
they're all about the money, as Twitch saying. They're looking for ways to juice money out of you. This conference for them, is a way for them to basically invite you to spend your money.
Exactly.
Without really solving the issues.
How much a day was it, Ratty?
They said $160 a day.
Yeah,
all right, I'll ask that.
If you're gonna go for the 4 days, you have to have somewhere around $4,000 to $5,000. That's just for your expenses.
Right, so it's a money-making thing, and they were targeting 1,000 people from the diaspora. I hear the take-up is less than 200.
Well, I guess what we're doing must be working.
Yeah, it is, because right now they're saying that they're going to sponsor people to attend. So it has totally backfired.
That's true. Now here's the thing, right? One of the biggest impediments to the development of Jamaica is the crime situation.
Yes.
Right? And you think that would be front and center. Instead, you know what they've done with the crime thing? They've allotted half hour for it.
What?
And it's like a fireside. Yeah, and it's like a fireside chat with the new police commissioner. And guess what they're gonna talk about? They're gonna talk about Plan Secure Jamaica. Now most diasporans go down and listen to them talk about Plan Secure Jamaica. You go, wow. Guess what? Plan Secure Jamaica has been around since 2016.
And they're gonna talk about this like it's new.
Yeah, but see, people don't know and then hear it and say, oh wow, this is great. But see, somebody like me who's been following it from 2016,
right,
I can sit down and tell them where it's failed, and it's failed miserably. In fact, I'll give you a very, very big example of how it's failed. One of the biggest provisions in that document is about border security. You remember?
Yes, I remember about the border security.
And the plane flying the other day. Nobody don't know about it. And you remember the plane that crashed Ashland off of the coast of Clarendon.
Nobody don't know about it.
I remember the one who crashed land in St. Elizabeth.
Oh, yes.
So it's a joke. It's a joke. Now, here is something else, right? And the diasporans, they're not aware of it. They have something called a diaspora policy, and they have something called a diaspora terms of reference.
Oh, they do?
No. Yes. Now tell me if this makes sense to you. They have a group called Global Jamaica Diaspora Council.
Right, heard of that.
They said these people across the globe, they represent the diaspora and they will engage with Jamaica, right? Now here's what happens. In order to become an elected member of that council, you have to send your name to the ministry. The ministry approved it.
Right.
The ministry, they set up the election mechanism. And after you've been elected, they give you your on-board letter, your appointment letter. It not come from the people who you are representing.
Oh, so basically it's like an extension of the government over there.
Exactly. And guess what I'm saying in the document? That the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council is not an arm of the government yet. I hope you're sitting down for this from now here now. Yet, when you read the document is led and directed by 4 individuals. 3 of the 4 individuals are Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade officials.
Oh, so what's the point?
Only one member is from the diaspora, and that group is headed by none other than the junior minister, who's Mr. Terry Long.
The one who blocked out the picture them the other day.
Right. And Mr. Terry Long, according to the terms of reference, he appoints, the board is, the council is 30 members. He appoints more than half. He appoints more than half of us in the diaspora.
But what him know about the diaspora to be appointing people?
There you go. And he have the right to remove them as well.
So if you're not singing the tune of the government, he's going to remove you. Because nobody's as tribal as Alanda Terry Long. He's probably one of the most tribal ministers you can ever imagine.
And one of the most liarist.
You don't have to tell me about him, we know.
He's the one who came here, and Herb just mentioned it. He's the one who came here and said that in the last, I think he said in the last for the first time in the last 30 years, Jamaica's exports, right, exceed imports.
Really? In what world? In what world?
This guy, man.
But it's not even close. The trade deficit is even wider.
It's even wider now, yeah, because I understand for last year.
Yeah, but the trade deficit is something where even the simplest of minds can follow.
Well, this is why we believe that.
So you mean you have people in the diaspora that actually believe this?
Yeah,
Nobody up here believe that, not even for a second. I mean, it's crazy. It is absolutely crazy.
Jamaica don't produce anything, so how we going to export? What are we exporting?
The only way Jamaica will catch up is if all of a sudden Jamaica start manufacturing some state-of-the-art weaponry that they can use and kill people in them wars. And then all of a sudden they'll come into $100 and $200 million loans or grants from the U.S. If Jamaica doesn't do anything like that, it will never catch up. It's going to take decades to catch up. And I don't know what cash crop can Jamaica produce other than the ganja.
I was about to say to you, so we have the best one where we can't use.
They cannot organize properly around it. It's a damn shame. You know, it is a shame. But you know, the couple of things that I see here, that there's a law coming to ban corporal punishment in homes. It's coming from Chuck. And then the commissioner sees a challenge for laws mandating private CCTV installation to 8 cops.
What? Come again. Private CCC mandated. Come again.
Yeah, the commissioner, right, for sees a challenge to the law that they want gonna pass, mandating private homes to install CCTV, right?
So how are you going to mandate private homes to install CCTV?
Well, it's a good question. You know,
The average Jamaican home can afford a CCTV system?
well, this is Kevin Blakey. He says he does not foresee the government preparing legislation anytime soon. That means it's in discussion that they want to mandate homes.
But you cannot do that. That's an invasion. Number one, there are so many privacy laws we can think about right now. So if I don't want CCTV, you're going to tell me that I have. So who is going to fund that? Them going to give me the CCTV to put up? Why would they want me to put in my CCTV? First of all, even if I have a CCTV, why you think you're going to get access to the footage from my CCTV?
Well, they would, to me, they need to start offering incentives for programs like that.
No, but the average Jamaican household cannot afford it. It is not cheap.
That's true.
It's not cheap to put in CCTV. People, a lot of Jamaicans literally live hand to mouth. We have a whole, probably about an entire half of the population now who we call working poor. Them just work to get by, to take themselves to work and to feed themselves and them family. They have no extra money, no disposable income. None. So how are you going to get these people to put in CCTV? There are so many things people want to put in before CCTV.
Right, it's not a priority.
It's not.
Even if they offer the money, I don't think people look. From what I understand, that there is some move afoot, probably to bring South Korea telecom in there. And
I'm not comfortable with that.
Has technology.
Thank you, Randy.
That can peer inside of homes if they put up their wiring around the place. So how they're gonna handle that if South Korea Telecom comes in, put up their stuff, and all of a sudden they can peek it inside your house. They can't tell how many people inside the house.
But you see, this is scary now, because you see, I'm glad we're talking about this now, because this is at the perfect time for us to segue into our data privacy and what Daryl Vaz has done, because people have been asking me on my platform. Now, both of you are security experts, so of course we have to get your take on what Mr. Vaz has done to the comrade leader Mark Golding,
If it's one thing I can say, for you, your people to have faith in you, for them to trust you, you have to protect their data. There's no such thing as disclosing data at the highest levels. It doesn't even matter if the data is minute or if it seems unimportant. If you can disclose somebody's birth date, and they never disclosed it before, you can't turn around and say, well, that's not classified information. That's their personal data, and they deserve to have their privacy protected. Jamaica cannot have NIDS and you have a minister of government disclosing information from PICA database. What you going to do when NIDS is fully on board?
Exactly.
You can't have that. In any other country, he would be fired immediately.
But we have a minister who is defending him.
Well, they both should be fired then. There's no way that this should be happening. You have to defend the privacy of individuals. You have to have them have faith in government. But this goes back to the God situation and the fact that they have so much power that they think they can do what they damn well please and nobody can intercept them or speak to them about it. And that is crazy. You know, you cannot do that. It's totally illegal.
So, Sir Rattigan, you think that Mark Golding has a case against Daryl Vaz?
Of course. You see, there are two things that and then this goes to a system failure. And the system failed because, you know, it the way it was designed and also the people in charge of it. Mm-hmm. Because there are two things there are two principles at play here. One is that you need a security clearance to do something like this. Right. Because the information is protected information, so you'd have to have a security clearance. And the other one is, even if you have a security clearance, you'd have to have a need to know. Why do you need to know this? This is not part of your job description. Mm-hmm. Why do you need to know this? And Herb can tell you, these two principles we live by for decades. Mm-hmm. But even a squad that was next to my squad, right? Mm-hmm. I couldn't ask them certain questions because it would trigger an investigation, because they would say, well, why do you want me? Even though all of us have the same top level, top secret clearance. Right. They would say, but you don't have a need to know what's going on over here. So why are you prying? Why are you asking questions? So that should have taken place. They need to have that system in place. And then the idea that you're going to have a minister who will come out and openly, basically, indicate that, hey, he got this information, and you go, well, wait a minute, where did you get this information from? Because my understanding is that passport information is similar to what we call personally identifiable information here, which comes with a certain level of protection. You just can't have people just going into databases and you know, sharing that information. Mm-hmm. No. Couple of things. One is, my understanding is that at one point they were talking about a visa, and that visa is not in. That visa is only in Mark Golding's diplomatic passport. Mm-hmm. So who access that? So it sounds to me like it's not only PICA but also Ministry of Foreign Affairs that they're involved as well. So you know, I just have a whole lot of problems with it. Then Herb mentioned NIDS, but here's another one. What do you tell tourists coming to Jamaica when they have to fill out the form C3? Nobody spoke about that. Yeah, the form C3, it provides personally identifiable information which could be used for scamming. But this is why we're having such a problem with scamming here, no? Yeah, because the outsourced information from the United States is being leaked to Jamaicans on lists. And those lists are what they're using to reach out and contact people, right? So they have to track and trace every hand that touched that computer and who last ran that printer, who put in the order to the printer to run that job, right? If they can get a hold of one of those lists. But Ratty is right. This stuff is playing with fire. Because when your population totally, completely distrusts you, when you keep messing with their personal stuff, they're going to come back at you. Yeah. They clog up the courts with lawsuits, right, for violation of privacy. And then it can get downright personal if it costs somebody their lives or injuries because personal information got disclosed. So they keep playing with fire like this, something's going to happen. You know? But again, like Ratty says, they have no clue how to apply the security standards to information. They think that if it's not secret,
then it's fair game. No, it's not. It's not. And you want to destroy tourism? Go release some tourist information and see what happens. You know?
Wow.
You know, I tell you what, Kamala, I tell you one of the biggest problems in Jamaica, and it has to do with the media. There's a phenomenon called a 9-day wonder,
Yep.
where a story comes out and it has legs and it runs for about 7 to 9 days, and then it's overtaken by another story, and then that story gets buried. Yeah, and that's one of the things we don't do here. We don't let stories overtake each other and then just disappear. No, we keep track of it. For example, you know, I've been asking about the fertilizer from Morocco, and I continue to ask about it, and I will next week, because the data they've given me so far, it's just not adding up. It's just not adding up. The first set of data they've given me, it shows that about 400,000 pounds of fertilizer missing.
400,000 pounds.
Pounds of fertilizer missing.
Fertilizer from where?
Morocco. And you know how they got it? They got the fertilizer from Morocco because the people of the Western Sahara, they're fighting with Morocco for sovereignty. And Jamaica since 1976 has always supported the people of the Western Sahara in the United Nations. Until 2016, Jamaica did an about turn on them and said, no, we're not going to support you guys. And Minister Kamina Johnson-Smith went to Morocco, and which we don't have a really strong diplomatic relationship. But she went there, and they made an announcement that, okay, Jamaica is now going to support Morocco against the people of the Western Sahara. And what happened after that? We started seeing shipments of free fertilizer coming into Jamaica right after COVID.
I didn't even know about this. So this is the fertilizer they were giving away during the election campaign?
They were giving away. Yeah, that's part of the fertilizer they were giving away. Yeah.
Rockstone. So how would you say about this?
No, you know watch the program then, man, because we do a whole thing on it. And we're continuing with the fertilizer thing. We're continuing with it. Because we have some information that clearly implicates some people. It clearly shows that the fertilizer has not been distributed the way it should have been distributed, and a significant portion of it is missing. And where's it? Each shipment was 2.6 million pounds of fertilizer.
2.6 million pounds?
Million pounds, yes.
We have to go look into this, man.
Well, you know, the thing is, if they can't find that fertilizer, it presents a national security issue.
Okay.
Them probably selling it.
Well, I tell you what, we have information that they were selling it, they were giving it out during elections.
Yeah.
But like Herb just mentioned it, they found 300 pipe bombs. They have not arrested anyone, and a major component of pipe bombs is fertilizer.
What?
Yeah, that's why I said it's a national security issue. And
Fertilizer to make pipe bombs?
yeah, the Oklahoma City bombing that happened under President Clinton, where they blow up half of the building and kill all them people. That's fertilizer they use.
Me Jesus.
Fertilizer inside of a van, they park it next to the building, walk away, and set off the charge. Blew up the building. So you don't want to have fertilizer missing anywhere. It's an fully accountable item.
But this is not only a security risk to Jamaica, this is an international security issue.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, I mean, if we have all of this information, isn't it time to involve like some of your people over some?
Yep. But they're not going to do it. They're just... yeah.
No, because you have to remember, they need to also be cognizant of the fact that they have a lot of citizens here. And if something should happen...
They're aware. And
you have a unit called the Homeland Security Investigation Unit. They have about 5 agents there, and they have a trained team of about another 25 officers from Jamaica. A team that is fully vetted and trained by them. So they have a full squad of people there, right?
Yeah.
They're platoon in military terms. But they're well trained. They can handle these type of investigations. But I understand they've been laying low because they don't want any backlash against them. They don't want JCF or anybody complaining that they're interfering in local affairs.
Yeah, but they should be able to see that the JCF is highly politicized and ineffective on top of that.
Well, you know what? It's going to take you guys as journalists to call them out. To call on the HSI team at the embassy to do your jobs. That's what needs to happen. Protect your own citizens.
Yeah.
Dual nationals in Jamaica.
Because if there should be a catastrophe here, we don't even have the healthcare system in place to deal with it.
True. That's true. And if you notice, there's been a spate of bomb threats
Yes.
all over the place with schools, right? And so far, nothing has panned out, but
Yeah. But the day a bomb goes off, let me tell you, you think people are shaking. If they don't know, if there's uncertainty everywhere, then you're going to have an area that is completely, Mr. Holness don't have to worry about driving his car through the streets because he won't have nobody to run over. People going to be staying as much as they possibly can indoors. And they're going to be looking out for themselves. Yeah. So he better hope that they don't use the fertilizer anywhere near him because I don't think he could deal with that.
So you say that, tell me again, who received the fertilizer? Do you know it was Kamina? You said it was Kamina Johnson Smith?
Yeah, the shipment, I believe the first shipment was Colonel Charles Jr. was Minister of Agriculture at the time, and Kamina Johnson Smith was and still is Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade. She was the one who, and she's all over the media talking about it when it came in, and it's 2.6 million pounds. But what happened is more than one shipment, but each shipment is 2.1 million pounds, and I think it's like 24,000 bags. Something like that, and I think each bag weighs 110 pounds. And the way it was supposed to be distributed was you're entitled to no more than 2 bags. Yet we have reports of people getting 50 bags, 60 bags, and we don't know how that happened. And then when I asked them, I said, give me the name, because the way it's supposed to work is you're supposed to sign. You're supposed to be, first of all, you're supposed to have a RADA card, and
Right.
you're supposed to be actively involved in farming. Right? And then you have to show up at the office and get your allotment. And we found that a lot of the allotments weren't done at the office. Plus, they claim that, I forgot.
All out of Mobile, conference center, we see them giving out fertilizer.
It wasn't supposed to be, because I have the distribution plan, and it's not supposed to be like that. That's all illegal what you see going on there. And they claim that I forgot like 8,000 bags were damaged in one of the shipments. I was like, how 8,000 bags of fertilizer damaged? And they said
8,000 bags damaged?
Yeah, and they said they scoop it up and they took it to a place called the Orange River Research Facility. And then I said, okay, what is this Orange Research? What do you do with it all there? And because we said, why didn't you? We said, it's not like water where, if you have a glass bottle or so, and it break, then the water gone, right? This is fertilizer. You just shovel it up and put it in a bag.
In a bag and distribute it.
Yeah. They claim that, we didn't want to mix up because it came in like 3 grades. And they're like, we didn't want to mix up all the grades and give it to the farmers. So I said, well, what did you do with it? They said, well, we took it to the Orange River Research Facility. And they said, an undetermined amount of fertilizer went there. I said, oh, you mean undetermined? Then they said, what do you do with it? They said, oh, we plant 147, 100, I think it's 147 acres of fruit trees. I said, but wait a minute.
Where?
There's a place called Orange River Research Facility.
Where is that? Somebody is saying 1 truckload of fertilizer arrived at an MP's house. You heard anything about that?
It's been all over. Yes, I saw it. Yeah, and we have videos of them going to in the middle of the night, going to an MP's office. We saw.
Yeah, we saw that. We saw that.
Yeah.
In Westmoreland, because they seem to use the fertilizer. They seem to use the fertilizer to buy votes, but it never to work out for them.
Right, and you see that is a later shipment, you know, because some of the shipments I'm talking, the shipments I'm talking about came before that shipment, because Floyd Green mentioned, because remember Floyd Green of Shower Labor Right fame, when they move him to the office of the Prime Minister.
Yes, man.
Then take him back, then bring him back now, because at one point he was junior minister in agriculture.
Yeah, you know, he was the full agricultural minister.
No, he is. At one point he was a junior minister over there.
Okay.
And then he was a junior minister, then bring him as a full minister. And he announced last December that he have a shipment. And so right now I have some things pending with them, because I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. Because when I track it and trace it, 4 shipments came to Jamaica. I can only account for 3. And remember now, each shipment is 2.6 million pounds. Each shipment is 2.6 million pounds. 4 of them come. I can only account for 3. And of the 3 that I can account for, 1 of them, almost 400,000 pounds missing. The one that Floyd Green gave out in December, we're trying to figure out if that's the 4th one, the one that was not accounted for, or that's a new one. But long and short of it is that we sold our vote at the UN because of this. For fertilizer, for shit. That's what we did.
Jesus Christ.
This is the kind of stuff that the media, investigative reporters need to be able to follow.
But do we have any? All of them are sold out. The journalists here, the whole of them get buy out by the government.
But
bar none.
For their safety and that of their families, they need to have awareness. They need to know this is serious stuff that they're messing with, that they're ignoring. You cannot do that.
This is crazy.
Right?
This is mind-blowing information, you know. This is mind-blowing information, and I know that the comrades and the viewers on here are horrified. I know I'm totally horrified. This is like crazy.
Yeah, but it's real. It's a real threat, and they can hide it all they want. Improper storage is getting a fire start around it, and if it's in the middle of a residential neighborhood, guess what? They better not run away and leave it. They better sound the alarm and get people out of harm's way.
But they don't have any. They don't have any emergency plan. There is literally no emergency plan that Jamaica has.
When you're hiding stuff, you don't have time for emergency plan.
Jesus.
And that's the problem. They're hiding it. They're giving it to their favorite farmers as a payback or some payoff. No, things need to change. You can't run business like that. You cannot. You have to have transparency and accountability. You hear me say that every time. And that applies to everything, including these clowns. I can't believe that they're doing this stuff. It makes absolutely no sense. But if you don't understand what you're messing with, you're going to do it. You're going to mess around.
Yes, somebody asking if they killed a journalist this week. So I'm saying yes, they did. They killed a journalist this week.
Yes, Anna.
Well, maybe he asked the wrong question in the wrong place.
Boy, we don't even know. We don't even know. Yeah. I know that you can't put it past them.
That's like a training right there.
Yeah, I think they kill him down by bumper all near that Spanish
Right,
Road.
near the stoplight down there.
Right, yeah.
Boy.
Something, come on, I'll tell you right now. We have a lot of people who listen to us from Jamaica, all parts of the world.
Yes.
And them say, hey, had it not been for you people, we would have never known some of these things going on. And the beauty about what we do is we have the documents. We put up the documents so people can see it. It's not just word of mouth. So we put up the documents and say, here are the documents right here, showing that.
We have to go share. You have to go come over TikTok, man, because TikTok audience tends to be different from YouTube audience, you know. So what we have to go do, I've been doing my little thing to try and merge, but we have to go start feature you over TikTok more, man, the both of you, so that at least you can cross over into the audience over here too.
I tell you, I don't want to let out no secret yet, because I don't want to steal him thunder, but Herb have some deep dive reports and some people of interest to the whole of Jamaica. And when them start let out them things there,
Lord.
people going to be surprised. People going to be very surprised. I've seen some of the reports already, and when we see me just shake me in bewilderment. Because I said to myself, say, Herb, this accurate? This can be accurate. I say, yeah, it is.
You see the thing about it, why? You see, because of your location, as I say, and they have no access to you, so it is so perfect for you to do these things, because really and truly, if we try these things out here, then we end up missing.
Well, I tell you, that's one of the beauties about the One Jamaica Legal Defense Foundation. We have a continuing donation program, and what we do is we just not, like a lot of the people similar to us, similarly situated, they talk about a lot of things, and they serve their purpose, right? But they don't, or maybe they cannot take the next step.
Right.
We have taken the next step, and the next step is lawsuits. There are two of them pending right now in Jamaica. One against Kamina Johnson-Smith, that's an appeal, and where she said the court will not have no standing.
Right, I know that one.
And the other one with Minister Morgan. Right. And then we have lawsuits, we have protests, and
right.
Those. Then we are going to speak to the lawmakers in the different countries about the Foreign Agents Registration Act in America, and then there's one called Kaminsky.
Right.
Kaminsky Act, which they have a version of it in Canada, in the EU, in the UK, and in the US. So we're going to talk to them about that, because with that act, if government officials are involved in kleptocracy, corruption, or human rights violations, and Jamaica have all three of them.
All of them.
Then, what they'll do is they'll take your visa, and then if you have assets anywhere in the world except out of Jamaica, they'll seize your assets.
They'll seize the asset, like what they did to Russia.
Yeah, exactly. And so another thing that we're trying to do is, at some point we're going to get together with the FBI, the International Corruption Unit, because some of the monies, and Herb has done a lot of tracking and tracing, some of the monies we believe touch the American banking system, the SWIFT system. And
once it touch their system,
they have jurisdiction. Yes.
Yeah.
So they can do a lot of things. And then also we are going to speak to donor agencies and donor countries about monies that have come to Jamaica and it will disappear. For example, not only donor agencies, but also we're talking about technical assistance, loans, and grants, right?
Yeah.
During COVID, Jamaica received a loan in the amount of approximately $750 million US dollars from the
IDB loan.
Right. It was IDB, World Bank, and what else?
We can't account for 400 million of it.
IDB, World Bank, and
is it IMF? IMF, right. And what happened is that what they did was the money came in to serve two communities, the business community to keep the economy afloat, and also for poor people. Right? And what did the government do with poor people? They said, in order to get this money, you have to have access to the internet, so you have have to have a computer, and you have to have a bank account, and you have to have this. Most
They put
people
stuff
don't
in the
have
play, yeah, in the way so they don't have to give
Yeah.
people the money.
And then people have been asking, people have asked where's the money and no answer. But the thing about it is that there's no follow-up. Nobody not really follow up. We're the ones doing the follow-up and asking questions and say, where is this? And we have established a reputation now that when we file ATI, we get responses.
Right.
We get responses same day. And I know people in Jamaica who file ATIs. They haven't heard, the moment they file it a year ago and they haven't heard anything since. We file now and sometimes we get a response within 24 hours. So, you know, we're just all of this, and we're doing it for the love of country and the love of our people. That's it.
Mind-blowing information. Man, we have to have a part 2 of this because this is some mind-blowing information. What's the name? I want you to tell me the names of your platforms and when is it that you come live, so at least the listeners know. I know that you're live on a Saturday, Ratty.
Saturday from 3 p.m. until they say when. Because listen, Kamala, this program, we started out and said it was going to be a 2-hour program. And it started out as a 2-hour program, all right, from 3 to 5. Then the next thing you know, it went from 3 to 6, then 3 to 8. Now it goes up to 3 to sometimes 10 minutes before midnight. And then I have a music program from midnight until 2.
So you just go right through.
Right through. We don't move. We don't take breaks. So we sit down there and we come on at 3, which is 2 o'clock your time.
Yeah.
And then we stay for like 8 hours straight. And we bring on different guests. We do all kinds of stuff. People come, people go. And people are captivated because, you know, we once we get to a plateau of about 2,500 devices on the line, people don't leave. And then usually within 24 hours, that 2,500 devices go up to like around 20-something thousand.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So they can tune in. It's called
Reason with Rattigan.
Rattigan, right. And Herb is there, and Isaac Buchanan is there.
Right, I realize that. Isaac
So
comes
we're
on
there
as
every
well.
Saturday. Yeah, we're there every Saturday. So we start from 3, and we just keep going. We just keep going.
I'm a pass through a few times, man. I have to go come through a couple times.
Yeah.
So we have to keep this link, you know. What I'd like to see, though, you know, what I would like to see, first and foremost, I think we need to organize a protest in Jamaica. So probably it is that we need to form a Jamaican team, just like how you have a team in Florida, a team in New York, a team in Toronto, a team in Washington. We need to form a Jamaican team and have I think it is vitally important that we have a team in Jamaica. And another thing that is vitally important is that we have just like how you're planning your conference for the 16th, the same 13th to the 16th, we probably can have a conference now that involve everybody who is interested in seeing a change in Jamaica, whether here or abroad, because we see all of you you diasporians who are fighting for Jamaica, all you bloggers and vloggers, but I think there needs to be a greater connection between the bloggers and vloggers in Jamaica and the bloggers and vloggers in the diaspora, because we can make it work together.
Right. We touch base, you know, you mentioned something about the Rastafarians and
right.
Maroons. We also touch base with a whole bunch of groups in Jamaica. Lloyd Aguilar, he has
right, I know Lloyd.
Then the other day they had, I think, 5 groups at NDM. They had Up Jamaica. They had a couple of 5 of them. They got together and they formed an alliance.
Right.
But the problem is that they don't have the staying power. You know, they just don't have the staying power. And people just, again, it's a fear factor. People have to just get.
And I think this is where you guys can come in. You understand? Because you have a larger platform. So sometimes when we do these things, we feel like we're in isolation. But if we unite, you know, we magnify everything. So by everybody linking, everybody have them little factions, yes, but everybody can link. You understand? I think it would be of greater impact.
One thing you gotta be careful of when you do this in Jamaica.
Yeah.
is that you have a group and you have to be able to control the members of your group and know who your members are. Because what happens is, if anybody has any proclivity to be violent,
Right.
then they can use that person to slant information against your group and then take action based on
Yes.
that one person. So you have to really be in control, in charge of them, and then you have to be disciplined with meetings, with where you meet, with how you meet, and don't let any and everybody, even if somebody come and make great suggestions to your group and it seems fantastic, you can't just invite them into your group like that, because
That
that's
is
how
true.
we infiltrate groups.
And they're very good at infiltrating, you know. They're very, very good at
Excellent,
infiltrating.
excellent at infiltrate. They used to bring Jamaican police up to New York and other places to do just that. So I'm telling you, you know, you've got to be cautious, because you want to get good results, but you don't want to give away all your moves that you're going to make, right? You want to have some in surprise.
Right.
And then again, when the bloggers get together and everybody gets together, you have to develop a level of trust with each other. And let me know that's not easy, right? The people that want to go to the left, people want to go
That's
to
true.
the right, people want to stay in the middle. But the bottom line is, as long as you know why you're there and what the end product is going to be, and it's going to be good for the people of Jamaica, then you want to work with that, you know. And that's my appeal to you. If you're going to do this,
Definitely.
we have thought about coming through Jamaica. People have asked us before, but then, you know, we say, okay, you know, even when I was down there and I spoke to some of the security guys, they admit things are not as it seems, but at the same time, they're afraid to go off and do something. So we don't want people to be in fear. We want people bold enough to understand the situation and want to do something about their situation. And that's all I can say. You know, I mean, if you guys are serious, you start bringing together your organization. Start with 2, start with then 3, then 4, then 5. Build based on people's backgrounds and people that you know, people that you can validate who they are.
Well,
You know,
what I would do, what I personally would do, is try to build consensus with the different group leaders. For instance, a Curry, as you've said, you reach out to already. Some of the Rastafarian, the heads of the movement, you know, who are very vocal. You say, for instance, you reach out to a Lloyd Diagala, but some of the freedom fighters. So I wouldn't just try to put together a group of everybody, but you have to spearfish, you know, the movers and shakers, like a Buju Banton, for instance, who has been really vocal. But you have to know how these people can play a part, you know. So that's just my 2 cents that I would, but I definitely, one thing I can tell you, you have scared me. You've opened my eyes. I want to thank you both for coming on tonight. I really, really appreciate this conversation. Remember, viewers, comrades and friends, that Reasoning with Rattigan is on YouTube on Saturdays from 3 until whenever. So make sure you tune in. That's 2 in Jamaica. 2 in Jamaica until whenever. So me and you, we are going to pass through over there and see what they're revealing, what their revelations are, because I've been substantially scared already. So thank you both.
Tell about Sunday,
Oh yeah, and Sundays what we do on Sundays, because Herb and I, we do the circuit.
Okay.
So on Sundays we're on a Waterhouse Vibes. a community-based program. It's hosted by a guy from Montos by the name of Michael Nita, and he's looking, right, and he's looking at ways, and it comes on at 4, which is 3 o'clock Jamaica time on a Sunday. And it's on YouTube as well, and he's looking at ways to develop the community, but then he looks also at current issues, so we discuss some of the things. And then at 7 o'clock, I'm sure you're familiar with Mr. Lonesome.
Definitely.
Right. So we're there every Sunday with him, and at 7 o'clock,
the town hall.
Which is 6 o'clock. The town hall, which is 6 o'clock Jamaica time. So we're there on that.
Yeah. Yes, I'm quite aware. All right, thank you so much. And we'll definitely have to do another part of this. So, from time to time, I will definitely reach out to the both of you to come on this platform as we stream both on YouTube as well as TikTok.
We're at your service. So
thank you.
Call us and we'll appear.
Definitely. Thank you both so much. It was my pleasure as well. Thank you. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your night. And I'll definitely be on your program tomorrow.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye. All right. Well, that was... I don't know if you are all blow... Your own mind blow, but my mind blow, You see how long we have the conversation going? Yo. That's crazy. This Moroccan fertilizer something, so we have to go look into that. I don't know how the feeling about me feel away. I kid you not, I am suitably scared by this. I had no idea that fertilizer could be used to create explosives. Why, Wiz? Andrea, it is being streamed on YouTube, so feel free to go and watch the entire. It's now after 11 and we start from 7:30 on the dot, so it's been 3.5 hours. So you will see the entire 3.5 hour program on YouTube, so not to worry. Anybody who miss it live, just go over YouTube, go watch it. Right? FBI in all them skin, listen to me. Sometimes some people say something to me and I wonder if I know too much. This is one of them times. It's like when a group of people they come to me and I talk about this human trafficking thing and this organ harvesting thing, and they say, yo, stop. Don't overwhelm my brain. My brain cannot manage it. I'm an empath. I'm a very empathetic person, and when things overwhelm me, I literally cannot sleep. So stop a minute. I am like right on the cusp of there, so where I feel totally overwhelmed by all of this, because this is a lot of information. This is crazy. This is some serious shit. I have to say, I'm sorry to curse, but it's the truth. This is madness. This is crazy. But before I go, I want to share the information about the Patriots. Let me share this flyer with you all before I go. It's been a long night, but it's been a very informative and educational program. Give me a minute, they make me find this flyer, because I want to make sure say Uno get the information. Alright, so YouTube have it. Give me a minute, the TikTok. 1 minute. I just want to put this flyer up for you all to see it. There you go. So that's the flyer that Richard sent to me. Let me change this back. So you see the information. So to make sure when I take in the information, make sure you can see it. So the this is basically what we have been advocating for. We want meetings about the Constitution so that people can understand it. You understand? This was one of the suggestions that we made right here on this platform to Senator Scott Motley. Remember that we were the ones that made this suggestion. So I'm very happy when I'm seeing this suggestion being followed through. You know, I'm just moving our sticker. All right. So, yeah, so it will be on Thursday, May 30th. That's next week, Thursday, from 6 to 9. Right? Let me know me and my eyesight, right? So let me just get the information and send it to you properly. So 6 to 9 at the Courtly Hotel and Suites. And you can email the Patriots, the PNP Patriots at gmail.com for invitations, and it will be live streamed on YouTube. I won't be there, so I will have to tune in on live stream. So it is a talk, and of course you see there that Senator Donna Scott Motley, the spokesperson on justice, as well as our own good friend, the great Isaac Buchanan, will also be there. And he is, of course, a human rights attorney. We can safely call him one of the foremost human rights attorneys right now. One of the foremost legal luminaries. Big up Isaac Buchanan, you know. Big him up. Right. So, comrades, it's been a long night. We're going to see you again tomorrow. And as I said, Mr. Knight, we're going to have Mr. Knight on the program. Listen, we are going to have Mr. Knight on the program. That is a promise. We have a very interesting lineup coming this week, you know. I'm going to sort out the lineup for me telling you, you know, so we're growing into an action-packed platform, you know, where we're now a platform where people are actually calling us and asking us to come on the show. Right? We're going to have one of the spokesperson on culture coming through next week, right? That is, hi Alma, good night. All right, so we're gonna have Deborah Hickling Gordon coming through, right? That is just one person coming through. We're going to have a series of people coming through, so we're gonna have a constant flow. So don't worry when I tell you that KD Night will be on this platform. Don't worry about it. It's just a matter of sorting out the time. Remember now, tomorrow we'll be streaming live from the public session of the Papine Conference, Divisional Conference, where the comrade leader, me never even sure, I will put that platform, that one on my platform phone. All right? It was a slip of my mind. I was supposed to share that one, but it will be tomorrow. I will post it up. We'll be live streaming for that. So instead of doing this program, we will be live streaming from there during my time, right? I'll probably beg a little bit of Escobar time so that it depends on the time it starts. Or probably I'll just live stream Comrade Leader's presentation onto my TikTok platform as well as the YouTube. So make us see how that goes. All right. So yeah, that's about it. I'm going to play the trumpet now and we can call it a night because it's been a long night and I've been sitting down too long on my rear end and I am starting to cramp. Alright, so let us play our Jamaica Arise. Remember my job, so I'm not used to the long sitting down. Here we go.
The trumpet has sounded, my countrymen all, so awake from your slumber and answer the call. The torch has been lighted, the dawn is at hand. Who joins in the fight for his own native land? Land of my birth, I pledge to thee.
before I go, me soon at work, you know, thank you for once again getting me over the 100,000 likes. I only don't even know how much I appreciate, you know. To my moderators over here on TikTok, thank you so much. To my YouTube family, listen to me, congratulations YouTube. Listen, TikTok, YouTube is now rivaling you for views. Alright? At one point, I had 180 people viewing me on YouTube at once. My total views over YouTube so far is over 1,200. So don't feel so no way over, yeah man, ready to go over 300, but listen to me. YouTube are going with themselves. Big up on yourself, YouTube. Big up on yourself. Thank you, everybody. If you're not following me and if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, it's Kamla the Ripe Mango. Those of you on YouTube, if you're not following me on TikTok, it is the same thing, Kamla the Ripe Mango. So everybody, remember I'm also on Twitter. Well, I'm no longer the labor right them headache over TikTok. I'm back to the Ripe Mango now. Yeah, because at one time I was the labor right them headache. And I'm also on Facebook, Kamla the Ripe Mango, as well as my name, Kamla Forbes. Wanna take care of yourself. It's been a very interesting program. Big up on yourself. See you tomorrow, live from the Papine Divisional Conference. Take care of yourself.